So, guys, for our new metal episode, we have our picks here. We have Eddie chose the first Soulfly self-titled record. The song to check out from that one is going to be Eye for an Eye, featuring Dino and Burton from Fear Factory on that track. Bill has picked the album Snow-Capped Romance by 36 Crazy Fists, and the highlight song being At the End of August. And I have picked Anthology by Alien Ant Farm, and the song to check out is Movies. So we will be talking more about those records on the next episode. So if you're enticed, please take a listen. What's up, everybody? It's Jason
and Bill
with another episode of Nothing's for No One, featuring returning guest Mr. Max M to the Axe. And I'm trying to figure out, dude, have you used a lot of these like Grubhub?
I got fucked on DoorDash yesterday.
How so?
I ordered food and it took a minute, and then the next thing you know, I get a message from somebody that sounds like they're from the Middle East explaining that my food did not. Their system was down or something.
Okay.
And they're very sorry. And they're like, what do you want to do? I was like, what are my options? Am I not getting the food? And they're like, no. I was like, okay, what next? And they're like, would you like a refund? I was like, yeah. I'm not just going to give my money to nothing. What the hell?
I want my money back. I didn't get any food.
I don't think we need to have this exchange. You could have just gave me my money back. So, and that was it. And I was like, fuck that. And I didn't use it. And I just ordered Jimmy John's instead because that app works 100% of the time.
Jimmy John's? They deliver. They have their own. Yeah, duh. I know that.
No middleman shit.
Yeah, I don't like the middleman apps. I've never used them, but I just feel like they're going to cost more and I don't really care.
Well, there's all sorts of deals going on now, which is awesome.
Yeah,
but,
you really want me to surprise you right now?
Yeah, dude.
You don't have any preference at all?
Nah. Just no cheese on okay, all right. It's a hamburger, no cheese on there,
Okay, cool. All right, you got it.
Yeah, dude,
I got you.
I'm down for. I did it with my mom the other day. She got Taco Bell, so I got a call from work.
So you did a Taco Bell roulette?
I was like, Mom, just get me some sick shit, and she got me
you can't fuck that
5 things.
Hell yeah!
I think I'm making a good call here.
It's another app that works phenomenally well. Is Taco Bell's app.
I've never tried it.
Pretty good. It works really well. I've never had any issues with it.
That's good.
Really, Taco Bell's app?
Yep. I've never had issues with it.
It's because they know their shit.
They're good. That is. And it's
however, Taco Bell is one of those,
you want to drink too, right?
Yeah. Just a big ass lemonade.
Okay.
No ice.
You've probably seen the post, but the following companies that have endorsed Trump and whatnot and gave him tons of money, and Taco Bell is one of them.
Really?
Fuck. But then again, the CEO of Taco Bell is probably a white guy, so I get that.
Yeah, doesn't mean that the company as a whole,
right? That's it. I get that the boycotting of companies. The one of the big ones that came out was Sweetwater. Did you see that?
Yeah, the dude he was
he put money towards some sort of Trump foundation or whatever, but he came out and apologized and said something about
I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, right.
I thought it said of cancel.
I didn't think it said Trump. I thought it said something else.
Yeah, that's fucking.
I got glaucoma. I can't see. I forget. He redeemed himself in some.
Okay.
He Drew Brees'd himself in some way. So what's new? What's going on? What have you been doing?
Nothing, man. I've done a few things. I feel like the last 3 months now have been just one blur of a long month, and I don't really remember much of what's happened.
It reminds me of being on vacation from school for spring vacation, but you're for me, we didn't have money, so we didn't go anywhere. I just stayed home, and that's kind of what it feels like, and it's just I don't know what day it is. I just know that I don't have to go somewhere.
Yeah, right. It's
no obligations. Yeah,
yeah. It's weird because I wake up in my room, and then across the hall is my office and I work from there, and it's just like, all right, you know,
yeah, dude,
cool, sick. And then we have done a couple cool things. Worked on some music, but then I just get frustrated with it, and I haven't done anything cool. Like my brother's doing all this cool stuff, and I haven't done. I have these songs that I wrote. So in 2006, I got my wisdom teeth taken out. Oof. And I had like a week where I did nothing at home. And my dad and my brother had went to Florida to pick up my uncle's stuff because he was moving back up because he was getting too old to live by himself.
Where in Florida?
Deltona. Yeah,
it sounds like Daytona, but it's like,
it's like close, but it's not. It's like a knockoff. It's like the inferior, the dollar store brand Daytona.
Deltona. You know? It's like Del Taco meets Daytona.
That's amazing.
But,
Deltona.
Yeah, I think it's like an hour out of like Orlando.
Okay,
is it like just like a suburb?
Yeah, it's just some like.
Does it look cool? There's a lot of Florida that doesn't look that sick.
It didn't look sick.
What part of Florida looks sick?
Like Miami and Tampa Bay and like St. Pete. That area is cool.
It's like a normal
Vice City, dude.
Duh. You ever been to Jacksonville? I got a cousin out there. No.
I thought you were about to ask me if I've ever been to New Jack City.
New Jack City?
Yeah, we have. We've been to it's New York. Yeah, we've been to New York, New Jack City, technically. And I don't know if it's a specific area that's New Jack City. I'm just thinking of the movie.
Yeah.
But Florida's kind of cool.
Yeah, Florida's all right. I like it.
Did you ever go to Deltona to visit your uncle?
Yeah, we went there a couple times because it was my.
What's the attraction?
In Deltona?
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, so my grandma, her mother was a questionable person.
Okay.
And she had, they had four kids, and my grandma was the only one that moved out. Okay. So when I was a kid, my great grandma, and then my two uncles and my two great uncles, they moved down to Deltona, Florida. I think it's Deltona. If it's not, sorry family. But
if anybody knows,
I'm pretty sure it is.
If it is an actual Deltona.
But they moved down there when I was a kid, and then they all got old and passed away. My uncle was the last one left and moved back up in 2006, and he passed away probably like a couple years after he came back up here. But
oh yeah, it is a fucking city in Florida.
Sick. Yeah.
It's one word. I thought it was Del Space Tona.
That's what I thought.
It's Deltona. It's one word.
Yeah. Wait, go to their Wikipedia page.
Deltonas?
Yeah. Okay. It'll give you like facts about like.
But I don't think there's anything there. It's just like cheap.
It's
I think, and they just wanted to live in Florida because they were old and wanted to hang out down there. But anyway, so I was by myself for this week.
Nice.
And it was 2006, so I knew like nothing about a lot of music that I know about now. And I had heard like Hatebreed, and I was like, dude, I want to write like a tough guy hardcore album. So I wrote like these 10 songs in like the course of a week. And like that was in 2006. I was like 17, so I didn't know what I was doing. But they were kind of sick, and I was listening to them when this all kind of started. And
that's right. You're like a good data hoarder, right?
Oh yeah, dude. I don't delete anything. I've got files going back to like 20 years ago.
Hard drives, dude.
I delete nothing. I have PowerPoints I made of like cartoons that I want to make. I want to make a cartoon, so I just like made a PowerPoint.
Hell yeah,
so that was pretty cool.
There's a guy. There's this dude. He's an art. His name's Mark Eskrine. He does like all of Inanimate's artwork, like their album covers and shit. He made a post today saying that like during like a computer transfer, he lost all the files and tracking and shit for a record, and I was like, that would never happen to Max.
Yeah, let me explain my data security.
You have like backups for backups.
Yeah, so one thing I did in April, I redid my computer because I was just like, I'm gonna buy like a new computer because
nice.
My USB ports were going out, so I'm like, I'll just like start fresh.
Great excuse.
Yeah,
this one part is like kind of janky. Build a whole new one.
Do the whole thing, man.
Yes.
So yeah, you know what's up. So I got new hard drives too because they were like clicking, and when they click, that's mean they can start going bad then.
Right.
So
don't want to lose that data.
Yeah, so I've got two hard drives that are mirrored. So if one fails, the other one's still good.
Okay.
And then I've got a backup external drive that I run a copy job every Sunday night. That'll copy everything over. And then I've got another hard drive of like important live videos from every band I've been in that was
awesome.
filmed. And that's just separate, like hiding somewhere. So if someone were to break in the house, they couldn't find it. Hopefully.
You'll always have those memories.
Yeah, you got to keep that stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe I should just like use my mind and remember stuff and like not live in the past so much. But I like having all that stuff.
I don't know.
Cool,
that's kind of fun though.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to look back on those memories because there's a lot of shows you play and you're like, I forgot everything about that. Then if you have the video, it's like you can remember stuff about it.
Yeah, it all starts coming back to you.
Yeah, it's cool. So I usually try to do that as much as I can.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
I like when people like archive their shit like that. It's smart and it's cool to have like that stuff. I wish I did it more like in my past. Yeah. I mean, not that I was like, I'm not like, there's not much to like see, but I wish I had it for myself sometimes. Like, I have like old Guitar Pros somewhere. Somebody's got them of like my high school bands and shit that I liked, like songs that I liked that I thought were cool. And, I guess part of me is always just like, man, I don't know if I want to kind of keep it there because I'm like, I remember it being cool, but I'm afraid I'm going to listen to it and be like, oh, this is cool fucking lame.
But then you can see your progress and know that you've actually gotten better.
Yeah.
And then if it's sick, you can like do like what Alex and I do and just get mad that we were so dumb that back then that we couldn't like
finish it
or like record it, or we weren't good enough players, you know? So.
Well, there was like, we did we were going to do like a sensory deprivation record before that band broke up. And I liked all the songs that were on it. I was like, this is going to be like a sick record. Like every song, like we wrote with that band. The reason I liked it a lot was because we wrote like a lot of music, and it was cool because we had like options to like pick and choose. Like, what are we going to do? What is this going to be? Like, are we going to use this song? We could just, pick a better one if we wanted to. And like before our band like broke up or whatever, we had Christian from In His Honor at the time. We sent him like me and Nico. Because we just didn't have the money or the proper like equipment to record drums. So we were like, we'll just program them and we'll go in the Guitar Pros and we'll just put in what I play and then just send them over to Christian, who would just like put him through like Superior Drummer or something. Because at the time that was like the thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds so
2010,
good.
dude. Just record
exactly.
E-kit.
Yeah, it was 2010. By the way, dude, we got to talk about those fucking Bulb demos that are about to be coming out. Did you see that?
I'm excited. I'm so excited
that's going to be so awesome.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that?
What's this?
So Bulb is releasing all of his demos and like archives on their new record label, 3 Dot Recordings. Mm-hmm. Every 2 weeks, he's going to drop an album that's like full of like demos and songs and shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I
Really?
like remix them and remaster them. And stuff.
Did he remix and remaster them?
I'm guessing. Yeah. So otherwise, I can just go to SoundClick and download them all right now. Is
SoundClick still a website?
I don't know.
You probably already have them downloaded. Yeah.
Other hard drives somewhere.
I did, yeah. In like 2012, I think I was like, I gotta get these before SoundClick disappeared.
Oh,
yeah. Even then, SoundClick was like janky.
I remember. I remember being
janky.
confused between SoundCloud and SoundClick for a long time.
Yeah.
And then,
I could see that.
Yeah. And now, like, we're at this age where, I mean, it's sick that he's doing that. I think it's awesome.
I think it's cool.
But I wonder if it means that, like, they're done going back through that stuff and making full songs from them. You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah.
Like, I wonder if that's what the case is with that. I don't think so, though. I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it works so well for them.
Yeah, and they don't rely on that. It's just kind of like, oh, here's a little treat we can sprinkle out of the past and like, put it in here, and it's like a throwback to, hey, remember you guys listening to us back then? Like, here's some old shit for you, you know?
Yeah.
So, and it works in like Reptile's got that breakdown from the Focus Hour in it, but you don't really, it doesn't feel the same because it's like in the context of Reptile, it's a completely different thing.
Sure,
so,
yeah. That is cool when they do shit like that. I remember like that song Sentient Glow on the new record. There's been like 4 different versions of that song. Yeah. Like, and now it's finally an official. It's like kind of funny to me. I'm like, oh, you really like? I love that song. I think it's like a sick song, and it is like one of my favorite songs on that record. Yeah. But I just remember because I remember they did it with. It was a Haunted Shore song before Bulb joined the band when Chris Barretto was doing it with Mark, and then like there was a version with that dude Mike Semeski on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then like,
I don't remember that.
Yeah. There was, I think it was that song. If not, it was like another, maybe I'm getting it confused, but anyway, there's like a lot of versions of that song. And then finally Periphery used it. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And now it sounds like the best, but
that one's sick.
Yeah. It's so funny to me how like, there's some of those songs that have so many fucking different versions. And then it's like, oh, well now it's finally on a record. So you're probably done with that one, but
yeah. I like rediscovered Periphery like in February before all this shit happened. I was like, I'm gonna listen to Juggernaut again. And I'm like, dude, this is like really good. And like, I was at this weird phase where I used to love that band, and then I was kind of like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. And now I'm like, I'm content with it. I like everything they've done. I think they're like super sick, and you know, it's cool, man.
It's more enjoyable when you look at it from like I think like that makes sense to like look at it from more of like not being like insanely super into it, but then just like you're able to appreciate it from afar and then be like, oh, this is cool because you're not hyper analyzing the whole fucking thing.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like it's already happened. You're not living in it.
Yeah.
You can just like take it in for what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, they make some really good songs
Mm-hmm.
and people give them shit all the time. And I don't quite understand that anymore, but whatever, people give shit to bands all the
everybody,
time. So
yeah.
what are you going to do now?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that is interesting though. Cause maybe it's just because of the fact that like they're a band that a lot of people do live in the moment with them. I mean, they were a very live in the moment band. They were like the first big gent band, like it was like a movement for a lot of metal at that time. So I feel like, the heat was on for them. And now that they've become like somewhat of a seasoned professional band, it's just kind of like, oh, okay. Like they found what they're doing. You'd figure by Periphery 4 and like how many records they've done now, it's like they're pretty much set in their ways, I would assume.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's cool now, like going back and like listening to that shit too, just because it's like, oh yeah, this is a lot more enjoyable, like as opposed to when like, because I went through phases where I loved Periphery, I hated them, I loved them, I hated them, and now I'm like, I like them.
Yeah, I'm comfortable, and it's like, it's weird being like, I love this so much, and like basing your life around it, but then also being like, this sucks, I hate it, and you actively hate something, which is like bad. And now I'm just like, this band's pretty good. Yeah, I like them. And
that's all it has to be. It
doesn't be anything more than that. It doesn't have to be a buy a 30 Periphery shirt obsession that I used to have.
That's sick though.
Or whatever.
Did you have like all of their merch?
At one point.
That's sick.
I probably have like 13 Periphery shirts or something. So, but I bought everything and then I just kind of stopped. And
that was one of those bands where I'm like, the first time they roll through, I'm gonna buy a fuckload of merch. I bought like. The first time I saw him, which was at that show in South Bend, Indiana, with Animals as Leaders and shit.
Sick, man.
I bought like 3 I bought like the hockey looking one.
Yeah, dude, I got that one too. I love that shit, man.
That one was cool because that was like when it was like the shit to like have merch like that. Yeah, and I was like, I gotta get that one.
Yeah, and it said Gentington instead of Washington. I thought that was the sickest shit.
Yeah, I had this big green one that had their like it just said Periphery, but it was like horizontal. And then I had one that Jake Bowen sold to me because he was like, God, that designs a lot of merch for Dillinger. He did this shirt for us. And I was like, I guess I have to get that one. Yeah, it was cool.
Take one, please.
And it was a black one. So I was like, all right, I need to get like a black Periphery shirt. And then I had the pre-order for the first record.
Yeah, the pre-order, I got that like holographic.
Yeah,
like
the blue one.
Holofoil one. The blue one, yeah.
Yeah, that shit's
cool,
sick.
Man.
Yeah, foil print, man. It's probably in a box somewhere, but I think I still have it. Yeah, that was the shit, man.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
And then the CD came with the instrumental disc and the...
Yeah. I just remember that was just so exciting. Like, all that stuff was happening, and it's like, dude, this is like the future. And it became the future. But, like, then you kind of, like, grow up a bit. You're like, all right, well, my life's changed, and this isn't, like, the center of my life anymore. I like other bands that aren't just that.
Yeah, and, like, looking at, like, them now, it's kind of like... when bands like Periphery and Tesseract were getting signed, I'm like, they're going to be larger than life. This is going to be huge. This is going to be revolutionary. And it's like Periphery, like they tour, play venues like House of Blues, and like that's kind of where they're at. And like it's like, oh, okay. Now I feel like now that I'm not having that big giant expectation about shit like that, it makes it more enjoyable
for sure.
Like because they kind of like have a lane now.
Well, I remember like where I was too musically, it's like I wanted to be like them. And then it's like when that band didn't succeed, it was kind of like, and you're just like, why do I feel this way? Who cares? Just try again, so
definitely.
Now I don't have that clouding my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
So that helps. But yeah, dude, I'm excited for those releases though.
I know it's going to be sick. The first one comes out next Friday. I think the 12th. So, it'll be out.
Yeah, it's like 100.
By the time this airs.
It's like 8 volumes. It was like 10 songs a volume or something. So like, I think 108 songs total.
Yeah.
But then there's 2 other, there's like electronic one and like an orchestra one in addition to the 8 main ones.
Jesus that'll Christ. Be cool.
Yeah. It's like now it's like, like June 27th, every 2 weeks until like October. So yeah, so that's pretty cool.
And so like all these songs are basically like the building blocks that made like the newer songs. Is that what you were saying?
Well, so like they take old bulb songs and old Periphery songs and like they redo them for the, for records and shit. Like the whole first record is all shit that was like his songs. They were all his songs.
I remember hearing the Bulb demo.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. And then Periphery happened. And I was like, oh, it's just the stuff he did, but now it's just more polished and, like.
And then they got all those dudes in the band and like, and then I think now they like go between writing new music and then they'll like on Periphery 3 and on 4, they like cherry pick shit from that old stuff or like, what was the song on Periphery 3 that was
Absalom.
Yeah, that one. And then Chocolate Flops was on there, but I don't. Yeah. I used to love that song. And then, like, I love that demo because, like, it sounded like my iPod was exploding every time I listened to it. Like, and
they do that cool shit in that song where if you're playing on a tremolo and you, like, hit the open and bend the other strings, then it goes down.
Yeah.
They do that in that song. It's just like, whoa, that's sick.
I stole that idea from them.
Oh, really?
Hell yeah. I do one of our songs.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's a great trick in there. And I, like, it's so fucking cool. I love that shit.
Yeah, it's awesome. And, like, I remember hearing it when Periphery 3 came out. I was like, oh, this is that song. Like, I mean, it's redone and it sounds better. And, like, there's vocals on it. It's like a song.
The Nolly touch on it.
Yeah, by that point, I think he wasn't in the band, or he was just doing the production, right?
Like, he like quit right after that album was announced.
Okay.
So he was like in the band, but they probably knew he wasn't going to be like touring or something. So.
That guy's done a lot for himself since.
Yeah.
Well, him and the drummer have a company now that get good
drums. Yeah.
Have you used those at all?
No, I don't really fuck with like Contact.
Yeah, at all. Same. Yeah. I've always been Superior Drummer because that just works for me.
Yeah, so. It seems easy enough. Yeah. I've heard good things about the Slate one, and then Drumforged like makes a cool looking drum machine, but I'm content.
Drumforged,
yeah, and there's so many too.
That company Drumforged is the shit though. They make some great plugins for drums that like specifically for drums that it's almost idiot proof. Like you just like you tell it like this is going on a kick drum, and then you just kind of fuck around and you're like sounds good.
That's awesome.
They're great little plugins. Yeah. I do like them for that.
But if you want to have all those plugins, you'll be out like $2,000.
The Drumforged stuff isn't bad.
But between all of them, if you want to be like, I want to try all these brands and see which drums I like the most. It's like, well, cool. You spent $2,000. We could have just like spent half that on a drum kit, another half on lessons. You know? Just like done it yourself. Maybe
paid a good drummer. Rent the studio for a day.
Yeah.
Where's the fun in that though? Then you got to like have some guy when you tell him how to do a part, he's gonna be like, I want to do it like that. And like, oh, fuck, the computer wouldn't have done that.
You have to like. Talk to people, and communicate, and not just program
God forbid,
fuck that.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot of that shit.
Yeah, I've been writing a lot and kind of slowed down a little bit because I was concentrating on mixing and then working on something as waiting stuff and like everything else. But yeah, it's been fun just kind of experimenting and trying to get better at mixing. Not that I'm gonna do anything really with these skills that I'm obtaining.
They're like 6 skills to have because like
it's fun.
You can like pick out those frequencies or whatever you got to do for that shit. It's like it's super rewarding and like to figure that out and know that stuff. And it's a skill that like when someone listens to music and you're just like, I know what frequencies those are. Right. You don't, and it's like get that
cool. Little bit of an edge.
Yeah.
It's been fun because like at least like Jason and Nate for sure, especially Nate, has heard stuff that I worked on in the past, which. In hindsight, you look at it, it's like, man, that was not good. But it was, I did my best and wasn't really good, but it was good enough, Yeah. And then did this crash course in like mixing that still learning every day and like showed the guys like some stuff that I did with something as waiting. And the reaction was great. They were just like, this sounds amazing. And I was like, holy fuck, nobody's ever said that about anything I've ever done before. They're usually like, sounds great. Sounds good. Like they're being nice. It's not bad, whoa, but they're like, it's good, you know? But then people have been like, wow, this sounds amazing. I'm like, oh my God, I've done it. Yeah. I finally reached that point right now that I feel content with like doing stuff and then sending it and being like, check it out, and they're like, oh wow, this doesn't sound like a pile of shit anymore. Sweet.
Well, it's like, so, Alex is working on his stuff and he's got, it's cool because every once in a while he'll send me a mix. He's like, oh, what do you think of this? I'm like, try this or that. And it's like, he's like picking up on it and getting better. It's like, this is cool, but like, dude, get like a set of nice monitors or something, or like a nice set of headphones. So he's got a Focusrite interface that like sits on his desk, and the headphone jack's like busted. I think it's on the headphones though.
What kind of? Is it a Scarlett?
It's a Scarlett 6i6. I think.
Okay.
The interface is okay. I think it's the headphone jack, but he's got it like on these like CDs, so it like stays flat and doesn't move. I'm like, dude, you could get yourself like a good pair of headphones for like a good price.
Music company.
I was like, dude, you could like for like $100, you could probably get like 2 or 3 really nice pairs of headphones, and like you can ABC your mixes with different headphones. He's like,
alone.
Yeah, okay. And he hasn't. It's just like, but that's him, and I respect that he does that because when I try to do something like this isn't perfect, it's not perfect. I don't have the perfect gear, and he's just like, yeah, whatever. it works, you know, and I
jealous
can't do
of guys
that.
like that.
Yeah.
I could just be like, I made this weird sound. It works.
What
it's like,
kind of
are you
fucking-
sure? Like, what the hell? Like, how are you not second guessing?
So it's not
that,
the jack in the interface. It's the because I remember hearing about this a while ago.
Yeah, I think it's the headphones.
You never got that taken
No,
care
yeah,
of.
because
That
he
was a
told us about
long
it.
time
Like,
ago.
it was like a month or two ago. He told us.
I feel like.
Oh, I remember. He told me about that, but he's told me about that like forever ago.
Yeah, and I think those are my headphones that I like. It's like you can use these for a bit, then I never got them back.
Yeah,
you know,
and they're broken.
Right.
Yeah, they're broken now.
Wow, I should just give. I have like extra pairs that are probably nicer than that. I'm just like, take it, you
They were
fucking
like
poor child.
They were Sennheiser something or other. They're like
HDs.
Yeah, I think the HD 280. Not they were like $100. I think on Amazon or something.
Dude,
Those
we
are
get
nice,
those
though.
for
Yeah.
dirt cheap at
I
Sounds.
know.
Nate ordered those from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we get them dirt cheap, dude. If you want, if you're looking at them, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually, I want to get a new pair. Like these are good. I like these, but
Dude, there's headphones
wanna-
always have a big ass markup. So
Really?
yeah, dude, that's like one of the highest marked up items category of items I've seen at
oh
Zounds.
fuck.
That's
All
like
right, I'll be hitting you
60%.
up soon.
Yeah,
then.
it's a
nuts.
huge like
That's crazy,
yeah, dude. When I
really.
reordered before I was working at Sounds, when I got that second pair of Vic Firth headphones that normally go for $100, I think I paid
Oh, you got those for a
like
fraction.
25
Yeah,
bucks or
that's
something like
crazy.
that from
Yeah.
Alex. Yeah,
Insane.
it was fucking wild. So
All right, I'm gonna take you up on that.
Yeah,
'cause I definitely want to get a new set.
yeah, I've noticed that guitar pedals don't have a big markup, but headphones do. Like Vince from Thieves just ordered a pedal from me.
Mhm.
And he was, because I was like, I gave him a part of the friends and family because it was so cheap, but I was just like, wow, the markup on this, like, it's like pointless. And then like I started looking at other pedals. It was like
What kind of pedal was it?
It was an Earthquaker Devices. I
Yeah,
don't
those
remember
do not
exactly
have
what it
a
was.
good-
Yeah, that's
like,
a handmade pedal
saving.
Yeah.
by like a dude in his house, basically.
Really?
Yeah, like it's a
How are they
small,
able to make that
small
many?
company. Well, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but it's a small company, so like their overhead is so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They're
they're
like
probably
huge now, and it's cool that they're still like
they make
it
some
small. You know?
great shit.
Yeah.
Though. Like,
Earthquaker?
I do love their
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, like Nate's got the one like
Cloud
reverb
lifter?
pedal or whatever that is
That
like
cloud lifter pedal?
no, it's not cloud lifter.
Oh.
I thought it was like an avalanche.
The
or
Avalanche
something.
Run. I've got that one.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Oh, yeah.
dude.
It's
I love that. Like the delay
amazing.
reverb in one,
Yeah.
and it's just
it's
like
got the like what do you call it, momentary switch where you hold it down and like
yeah.
that's the like it's funny because
Yeah.
like Nate's like it's like a one trick pony with that thing. I was like, dude, I would be doing that all the time, and like he'll do it. I'm like, that sounds sick. Just keep doing that, man.
Yeah, those are cool, man.
Yeah.
yeah, hell yeah, it's a great company. But yeah, that's
Yeah, hit me up about headphones though. I could get them for cheap. And like that's a realization I've been having this past year was like I don't do anything audio wise. Like I don't mix, I don't master, I don't do anything. But I had like after we had Brody on the show and he was showing me how sick those headphones were, and I just started to think to myself, like, man, like I listen to music so much and like listen to podcasts and shit.
Yeah.
And especially because I commute all the
notice it.
time and I'm just why am I using these like the shittiest headphones I could find? And then I was like, I'll just make an investment and get something decent. And
definitely like owe it to yourself to get like a good pair of headphones if you listen to music a lot, you know?
Exactly.
And it's just funny because like when you get a good set of headphones, you start listening to stuff, you're like, the fuck's wrong with these things? You know, you're like, what's going on? And you realize they're like, oh no, they're just super like transparent or flat or you know, like they just it blows your mind how good like a good pair of headphones
I know.
sound.
Yeah, it's like night and day for some shit, especially like listening to metal sounds way better. Listening to hip hop sounds so much better.
Amazing.
Yeah, and
nice.
like it's just nice to hear everything like in full. Like I've been listening to. Have you heard that new Otne song?
No, dude, I saw
When they had a
because I
lyric video for it?
deactivated Facebook and like I saw like
The teaser for it.
I saw like the guys posting the teasers on Instagram. Like, dude, I got to pre-order this. And I just like forgot. I'm glad you said that because I got to fucking pre-order that.
I pre-ordered the mega pack. So like with everything with it,
Yeah, dude,
dude
I
that
need
song
that.
is so
Super
fucking
mega
dirty,
bonus,
dude.
I'm sure. I forgot that they were working on stuff, and when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, like that's right. I'm so excited for that album, dude. Like,
I thought it was still going to be
so
a while
good.
before they did drop anything, but that's awesome.
Yeah, that's why I was like, this is not. This is like coming out soon.
Yeah, in July it's
like,
going to come
shit.
out. I think it's
That's
the end of
awesome.
July.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I guess we saw those dudes in September, and that was like a while ago now. So time goes by that quick, where it's like, oh yeah, it's coming up. You know?
Yeah. Well, I played Rocket League with Brent and Craig like a month ago, and they were like, they called me on like a 3-way call, and they had told me, they were like, yeah, we turned the record into Unique Leader and shit, and it should be coming out this day, blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean the merch bundles are cool. I ordered like just because I love that band, I was like, I'll get the biggest one because like I like their shit, and like It comes with like this big wall flag. We'll hang it up at the spot.
Is it the
and shit.
one with the face?
Yeah,
that's
the album
awesome.
cover on
Hell
it. Yeah, dude, it's just like, and it's like, you know, like, I don't know. There's something about that band, man. That's just like, I was thinking of. I haven't even asked them yet, but I'm saying it now. I want to get those guys on here to do like a track by track when it comes out. Yeah. I think that could be cool.
Could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Talking to those guys about it. Sorry, our Grubhub driver's on the way.
Nice.
And I told him to call me when we're here. So I don't think Dave's home though, but
no,
it doesn't sound like it.
Maybe not, because it just his van was in the park.
Yeah, so I'm gonna but I'm gonna have to run and grab it whenever it's here. But I told him to just call me when it's here. But anyway, fuck, it's sick, dude, man. It is so sick, dude.
They're so good, and like I was so bummed that we couldn't play with them at that. They weren't able to play at that show.
Yeah,
in Topeka, but that was like, dude, just watching them. This like, you know, Craig is such a good player.
Oh
and
my
like
god,
Dalton
dude, all those guys.
He's like.
Jordan is insane.
Yeah, dude, it's just like, this is so good, and I wish people like love this band more because they're like really fucking good.
Yeah, dude, they're like they totally took that like good era of Decapitated and just ran with it, like crush it. And the production on the new record sounds like insanely. Like I thought Sewerborn sounded really good, and then like I listened to the new single like 10 times the other day, like in a row, because I was like, this is such an ass beater song. And then like I was like, oh, I'm gonna listen to Sewerborn, and like I think that record has good production, but I was like, wow, this is like clearly a big significant like step up too. Nice. So I'm like stoked for those guys, and yeah, man, fuck, dude, what? And it's like insane because now it's like they're like one of my like. That's like a death metal band I love. Like I love them as a band, and like we know them, but like their music is just, they're such a fucking sick band. It's just like, oh, that makes it even like so much sicker.
Yeah, if they were just dudes and their band sucked, I'd be like, this is awesome. But like they're good dudes and their band
and their music is just like so good. Yeah,
this is great.
Yeah, you know? That made me feel good too, because I like I've been trying to like make myself listen to more metal stuff and be like, yeah, come on. And then like I keep trying shit. I'm like, nope, I don't get it. Nope, I don't like this. Nope. And then like they drop that song and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, it's so good, dude. It's called Hair of the Hog, and it's about I love that. It's about Brent's dog. Yeah,
dude, those lyrics are so like, I love.
Yeah, they're gross, man.
It's just him, dude. It's just like he's just doing his thing. You know, I love that. And I think that's what's cool about them too. They let their personality show through the albums.
Absolutely, I think that's really like, cool.
Really can be hard to do in a death metal band.
Yeah, absolutely. Know? That's why it's sick, dude, because they just say, sing about like sick ass shit, and it's like, shit. They sing about shit. Yeah, like, that's fucking cool. It is cool.
You know, they're just like, yeah, this is cool. I'm like, dude, you guys are just, you get it.
Yeah, and that's why, like, and every like, dude, because I know I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. But I feel like this album, they're trying to stray away from that a little bit, like not being about like the shit and stuff. But I want to be like, guys, just like. Own it, dude, because it's sick. Because nobody's doing that. Yeah. Nobody's doing that. It's disgusting and like the new lyrics are like the thumbnail on the video is like, I forget what the lyric. I'm looking it up right now, but it's really like gross, and I'm just like, whoa, this is still disgusting. I posted it on Facebook. Noxious goop intensifies is one of the lyrics. Like that's like the thumbnail.
Yeah.
It's like, dude. Whoa, that's sick. Gross. It's sick though.
Yeah, I think that's so cool.
Me too. It's like there's not enough of that shit going on.
Well, they're like lively dudes where if you talk to them, it's like they'll be like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?" You know, they're not going to be like, "Oh, that was just a lyric I had."
Whatever.
Yeah, it's like no, they own up to it and they're like stoked about it. I love that.
Yeah, me too. Exactly,
because it comes from the heart. And I think that's what's cool about it. You know?
It is cool. Yeah, and it's honest shit, man. It's just like. There's so much. I mean, I could talk about that for 5 hours straight right now about all the dishonest metal lyrics that are out there in the world, but I won't do that.
Thank you, Brent, for not doing that.
Yeah, thanks, Brent, for being. And he's such a sick vocalist, dude.
Yeah,
he just sounds so like fucking like he's just on like pissed off in a trailer park, dude. That's what he sounds like. He sounds like he's pissed the fuck off.
Yeah, it's
so good. Oh man, and the drummer Jordan's so good, dude. All of his fucking fills and shit are just like so nasty, dude. Yeah, goddamn. Yeah, I'm pumped for that, and I'm glad that I fucking pre-ordered it.
Yeah,
and the vinyl, the CD, a bunch of merch and shit. So I think I have all the merch from this record too. Unintentionally, I'm wearing this shirt as I'm like blabbing about that band. Yeah, but they're so sick. They're such a cool band. I wish they lived closer so I could hang out with them all the time. But you know, it's okay. I gotta hit up Craig, man.
Yeah, that was so sick when we were in Kansas City and just hanging out.
At that shit ass pool hall.
That trailer park fight that broke out there.
What?
So last year we played Topeka Metal Fest, which, not to knock the people that ran it, they were great and like they paid us and shit. They were super nice. It just wasn't a great fest. It wasn't a big turnout, and there was like a lot of competing shows apparently going on. And we went down there. We were just like, it was before the Alter Beast run, right?
Yeah, like in between that. Before.
Yeah, and
was that like a one-off for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And Macabre was doing it, and Otme was doing it. Jordan ended up getting into some shit where he like fucked up his leg or something, and he couldn't play the show.
Okay.
So they had to drop last minute. But those guys still came down to like hang out with us, which was awesome. And they've toured with Macabre when we opened for them. Okay. So like it was like a cool like friendly hangout thing, and like we pretty much. I think we could have guessed that was probably what it was going to be like anyway, but that's why we were like, fuck it, let's just do it. And we're getting
all your
paid,
friends are there. So
and we got there like a day early, and then we played the show the next day, and then we went home the next day.
Yeah, because the show was on a Saturday. We left Friday to get there Friday night, hung out Friday night.
We stayed at Craig's Friday night, and then we
hung out, got like barbecue Saturday before the show.
Oh yeah,
which is sick. Went to the show Saturday night, then
Sunday. Yeah. And Craig came with us because he lives here, so it was a lot of fun. And we
pool hall.
We went to this fucking pool hall and on Friday night to like play pool and hang out, and it was just very white trash. And like, I mean, Kansas City. So it's Kansas City. Tech Nine, the rapper's from Kansas City, and like. Everybody goes ape shit for Tech Nine there. So like almost the entire night is back-to-back Tech Nine songs playing in this pool hall, which is like fine. But it was just like a funny observation. I'm like, wow, a lot of people like this guy from here. Like that's like if you went to a bar now and like all you heard was Twista back to back, and you don't hear that anywhere. Like, and I guess Tech Nine is still a little more relevant, but still it's weird. Regardless, it's fucking weird. And
hometown hero, man.
I got baked with me and Adrian were getting like high as fuck that night. Me and him just kept like going outside and smoking and going back in and going outside and smoke. I was pretty fresh with my pen. Like I only had it for a couple months. So I was like, yo, let's get fucking baked. And I remember it was weird in there. And then what? It
was like some white trash, like these young girls were in the corner playing pool. Then all of a sudden they were like fighting, and like one of them like broke the stick over the other's head. It was like a family heirloom. She was like crying. She's like, "Oh, that was a family heirloom pool cue." And it's like, why?
And then this other girl was
trashy like pool hall.
Yeah, somebody said it was like somebody broke a pool cue out of anger. Was it over someone's head?
Maybe it was out of anger. I don't know.
Yeah, and then like
over someone's head.
And then it pissed off another woman, and this woman was like freaking out. She was like shaking mad. She was like, "That's like an heirloom," and like they got into this. They didn't. I think they went outside.
Yeah, they got her to go outside. She was just kind of like pacing around outside,
like acting like she was gonna like kill somebody. And then in the meantime, remember that crazy ass person that was at the table next to us playing like on one of those, like, have you ever seen one of those practice pool tables that doesn't have any pockets, but it's like you could practice like tricks and shit off of it?
Is that what that's for, or is that billiards?
I think
maybe, I don't know. Maybe it is a billiards thing. Yeah. There was somebody like by themselves. Like there was this woman that was like talking to herself and like playing on that and like jumping around and doing all these weird dances and shit. You remember that?
Yeah.
And so I was like, it's one of those situations where it's like, if you can get high, you got high. And you were smoking. Did you not?
No, I didn't. I don't think I did.
Just enjoying it sober. Oof.
Yeah. It was not.
Probably regret.
That's sick. Yeah.
It was
fun hanging out with those dudes though.
Cause like it's weird when you go somewhere, especially when you're in Chicago, like no one smokes cigarettes anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's like they were smoking cigarettes there. And it's like weird when you forget that people do that.
It's like culture shock when that
happens. Were they smoking inside there?
Probably.
It smelled like it.
Yeah.
But it's just, and that's like a thing that people do in like middle America that you forget about when you live around here.
Indiana is good for that.
They smoke a shitload of cigarettes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's always weird and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Ugh, yeah.
It's like I fucking hate it.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, I forgot that's what it's like when you like, it just reeks, It
just smells like shit the whole time. And then your clothes smell like shit until you clean them. It's great.
Yeah. I hate that. That's like, remember when I first started jamming with you guys at the Music Garage, and Franco would smoke cigarettes inside, and you too, I think.
Did he really?
Yeah.
No, I definitely did not.
Yeah, they were smoking in the room. Everybody was smoking, and then like before Warforged moved in, we had to make a rule with no cigarettes. You were. I don't know if you were smoking in the room. You were smoking at the time, though.
Yeah, but I don't think I did it in the room.
You might have not, but I
don't like to do that.
Yeah, because it's gross, and it was like somebody else was.
It's not fair to anybody else.
Maybe Danny was in one of his many cigarette stints.
Yeah. Like, I remember like the first couple of shows I played before like the Smoking Man happened in like 2007 or whatever indoors, and like you open up your rack after, and it's like, oh, you can smell it. Like all your cables just reek of it. You're like, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, I definitely don't miss that aspect of, going to shows and smoking was allowed. And like, I just remember when it first got lifted and like going to a venue, and I was like, it's like 15 degrees cooler in here now. This is awesome. Like I can breathe. This is great.
Hello?
Yeah. It's just, you take that you forget that that's what it was like,
Yeah, I mean, it's been, it was 2007, you said, when I thought it
did the band. 2007, maybe 2008. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because I know I was like out of high school and college, and it was still like a thing. And
yeah,
I don't know. I always hated it. Even as a smoker, I hated it. I was like, this is gross. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. I don't know. I just remember it's like you take off your shirt and your shirt just like reeks of it. I'm just like
all like everything. Yeah. You know what like blows my mind? Like I was old enough that I've been on a few planes, but like the fact that they even had planes that allowed smoking on it, like that is nuts. Like I'd be so fucking pissed to be in a fucking tube in the air that's recycling air.
Yeah.
And you have some dickheads smoking cigarettes on there. Like,
dude,
fuck
it's not
that.
like, so my dad's been taping, the old Alfred Hitchcock Presents shows on like MeTV. So at lunch, my mom makes like salads and we just like sit around the TV and my dad puts one on. And it's insane because it was like late 50s and everyone like, the guy goes to the police station, he's just like smoking. And it's like assumed that you would smoke. And it's just like, damn. And you look at the video and you're like watching it, you're like, what is it? I wish I could smell what's going on right now because it would like reek.
Reeks on that
it's
set.
Just like, it's just crazy to think about how like within like 40 years, how much that changed.
Oh, completely. Yeah.
Like everyone did that, and it was like cool and fashionable to smoke.
It's just it's funny to watch some of that older stuff where it's just like everywhere. Everybody's just smoking a cigarette. It don't matter. There's like a child next to them. They're just like, this is what we do. This is how it is. Soak it up, kid. You want to learn about the world? Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Right. Shout out to Gabe because we're about to eat on this. So enjoy some mouth sounds.
Are these both lemonades?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nice, made it easy.
Let's get the unveil of the surprise meal.
Okay.
Make sure you do it towards the camera.
There you go.
All right. So I asked Jason to order anything that he thinks I would like.
I like that it's in a mystery box too.
So see if we can get that there.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
I just got you a barbecue. Man. Is that a pork or that's a beef? I got you a barbecue beef.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome, man. Enjoy.
You know me too well.
I do.
You gonna hide more of those sauces for Dave?
Maybe I will again. I feel like it wouldn't be as as cool as it was last time. But
can I steal one of these BBQ sauces?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Dave would still appreciate it.
There's spicy ones too. If you like that, you want a sauce? You want a shotgun one or something?
No, I'm good. I don't even like that sauce.
Really? Yeah, it's not that great. For everybody on the podcast, I used to work here. But not at this location. There's one in Countryside, Illinois.
This is the new one, right?
Yeah, the newer one.
In the works for years and finally opened.
Yeah, it's been there for a while.
Do you want time to open it?
Do you want any hand sanitizer?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm going to use some because I'm insane. Would you like some even though you're not eating?
I'm good.
Is this going to be fun for you to watch me and Max eat?
Yeah, it's like a reoccurring theme with you guys.
Yeah, right? Dude, yeah, kind of, man. You know what? That's a good thing, though.
I guess.
Probably not, but
not really for like a podcast and people have to hear you guys chew into their ears.
Well, this
Luckily,
is like
you guys have a lower viewer count, so
yeah, just for this one episode.
Yeah,
but I'm stoked, dude. I'm about to smash this shit.
What do you got in that little thing?
Mac and cheese.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is their mac and cheese good?
Oh, we'll find out. I've never had
it.
We didn't have it when I was working there,
really?
So yeah.
What were you guys? The pea?
I think it's a pork. I got a beef and a pork sandwich.
Oh, nice.
So,
hell yeah.
Best of both worlds.
You should like mix them together.
You can, but it wouldn't really taste like much of any. I mean, it's just like, it's more like different textures than flavors because it's all about the sauce. All right. So you guys were talking about kids smoking cigarettes or people smoking cigarettes in front of kids?
Well, like back in the day, like you'd watch a movie pre like 1990, I would even say, like everybody's smoking everywhere and nobody's like questioning it. They're just like, they walk into a police station, the chief is just like puffing away, like
passes
mad.
one to you, you know, like you want one, man?
There's just like
you
haze on the set, you know, because everybody's smoking.
You got arrested for killing someone. You want a cigarette, man?
Even like the crew is just like holding up the boom, just has a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, and so it's just like, can we turn the haze down? It's not on, man.
That's funny, dude. I remember.
Oh yeah.
When In His Honor first started practicing in my house, we used to practice at our old bass player's house, and like everybody in his family smoked cigarettes.
Ugh.
I was like, all right, I'm in the band. We're going to practice at my house because I'm not moving my drum kit. Like, that's fucking stupid. And we weren't that far away from each other. I was living in Oak Park at the time, and he was living in Elmwood Park. Yes.
I know it started bleeding unexpectedly.
Oh, no. Really? Is it dry in here?
Yeah, right.
Got you.
Just a little dry.
No, sorry.
But
you gotta kick that coke habit, bro. That's what that's all about.
Dude,
yeah, Max's coke
of all
habit.
people. Yeah.
We
the least likely to do coke. Anyway, I think. As Dave called me a goody two shoes, I think on that last podcast.
Did he? Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Dave said a lot of things.
Yeah, it was great.
A lot of things that I had to
when he mentioned how like he was like putting together a GPU, which is like I don't do that at all. It's all software, not hardware. But I respect that he said that, and it was cool.
He tried.
I love you, Dave. Thank you.
Yeah, Dave's the man.
My favorite part of that was like when we came to the realization that he was in fact not drinking water during that podcast. Because I was like, it's going down awfully slow, and nobody drinks water that slow. And then everybody was like, I don't think he was drinking water.
I got too big to realize it wasn't water until he started doing like the Born of Osiris acapella shit.
Dude, when I went back to like listen to the episode, I was picking up like on his like drunk lisp, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, he was pretty drunk."
Oh yeah, he was wasted.
I didn't think it was that bad.
We were talking about it last night. He was like, "Yeah, I was."
So
he was like, "I was blasted."
Yeah. Dude, amazing,
dude. So speaking of Dave and Born of Osiris, Jason Richardson has been doing live streams, and he did one, and he mentioned that the discovery was programmed drums, which I thought was kind of interesting. That they didn't really, it was all programmed. He said, and there's this other video that I saw because I watched that one. He was talking about his string gauges, and he plays a 7-string tuned C sharp standard with a low F sharp.
Okay.
But he uses an 11 to 58 set on that. Could you imagine using a 58, 25.5-inch scale in F sharp?
That seems awfully floppy.
Right?
Yeah.
I thought that was insane. Not to like derail the conversation
no,
of
it's
like
good.
gear nerd shit, but yeah.
58.
Yeah. 11 to 58 Ernie Ball, Cobalt, or Slinky
so what would be the, if it was a 6-string and he dropped off the low note, what would be the gauge of that string? Like a 48 or something?
48 for C sharp to 11, which you can make that work.
That's still floppy.
That's still pretty floppy,
though.
Yeah. So
weird.
But it's a little nugget information. I thought that was kind of interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Just for that album, or is that what he plays like?
That's
all
what he
the time?
plays all the time.
That's his thing.
That's wild.
Yeah. 58. That's just right for like B standard for me. I couldn't imagine taking that down to an F sharp, you know?
Yeah, I'm surprised, especially for a guy like that. Like,
yeah.
I feel like he's not like
hard.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not like a light picker. So, like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if it has something to do with the trem too, maybe? Like,
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not surprised those drums were programmed because, like, what was the Veil of Maya album that came out around the same time that Bulb did? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. The
Eclipse.
Yeah.
That had programmed drums on it. Like, clearly it had programmed drums.
Well, it was Bulb who produced it, so it was like that was his thing back then to like do that stuff. So
and I remember like I think him and Mark like just recorded it together out by him.
Yeah. But what's interesting is like there's those videos of Born of Osiris in the studio recording Discovery and they're recording drums. Which
really?
is like I wonder if they did that. What's that?
That's the one that Don did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I remember like on tour we were talking about that album and like I remember him talking about the drums being programmed.
Yeah, but it was like
a
live
Jason
stream.
Richardson being like salty too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know.
But he talks about it because he's got like the drum mapping for it.
Oh,
he re-recorded
really?
Behold, the last song on the album.
That song's sick.
So he just was recording it and trying to learn it, and he was trying to find an old version of it and he couldn't find it, so he had the MIDI drums that he mentioned that the whole album was programmed. So
interesting.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe he's full of shit. Who knows?
Maybe they tracked the drums and then just MIDI mapped them.
Maybe, yeah. Who knows? But you figure like back in the day, you could see like a band doing that because it's cheaper and easier, and like, but like if you're already there recording it, why would you program it later? You know, it's like you did all the hard work already. Like,
I don't know who the drummer was, but like maybe he just didn't do well.
Cameron?
You know,
yeah, he's usually pretty.
He's a good drummer, and he writes like all their shit too. He writes like most of the music. Yeah.
Yeah, then I don't know. That is really weird. So
well, just became public knowledge that like Sumerian finally paid him his royalties from that album.
I remember seeing like him
later.
like talking shit about that all the time, and rightfully so.
Yeah, they just paid him like a couple weeks ago, and like in the format of PayPal, which is so fucking funny.
Did they give him the friends and family discount?
I don't know. He posted a screen cap of it, and he was like, "Look, I finally got my royalties." And he put it on Twitter. But now he's in All That Remains.
Right, but I imagine that dude collects more of a paycheck doing like seminars than he does even playing live music.
Yeah, I would too. I wonder. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure he makes a decent check from All That Remains. Like that band, I think still does pretty well, right?
All That Remains?
Yeah,
I think so.
Because like when I went out with them, it was a while ago. They were doing well in like the larger clubs. And
stuff. I don't know. Has he done a record with them yet?
No, not yet.
Yeah, so.
He'll do one and then just get the fuck out, and is that kind of his thing, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
He did a couple with Chelsea Grin.
Oh, I thought he only did like one.
That's right. He did.
I think he did an EP and an album.
Yeah, I think you're right. Then he did a solo album, and now I would imagine, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what he does with All That Remains, because it's weird that like that's how that worked out. And you have this kid. No, he's not even a kid anymore, but like
I don't know. I still picture him as a kid.
15 when those dudes were like adults making this album.
Like when they
fall
broke,
ideals, right? And it's a weird situation to be in.
Was he in All Shall Perish too?
Yeah, for a hot minute, like a tour.
I remember that's how he ended up in Born of Osiris.
Yeah,
Chris Story.
Who is a goddamn psychopath.
Is he? His talent or just as a person?
He's an amazing guitar player, but I've heard so many weird stories about that guy.
Really?
Yeah, he seems very weird, but
he's
in
a very
funny
strange
way,
individual.
but also strange.
Yeah. I remember like one specifically when they were at Sound Lab and they were playing, and he was like bitching at the sound guy about picking up the mic stand that like fell over in front of him that he couldn't just pick up. And it's Sound Lab. It's that one dipshit kid that worked the soundboard. Yeah. And he's like running around back and forth. If he's not doing that, then he's probably scoping out underage girls on his fucking computer. But other than that, the guy was like, he's just like, what the fuck? He was like, come on, man, pick this thing up. I was like, are you shitting me right now? Like, who are you?
Yeah, nuclear blast, man.
Whatever happened
to go to that show,
guy?
that Sound Lab show, I remember.
Oh, really?
It was on my dad's birthday, so I didn't go because I felt bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Who played?
I don't remember, but it was just All Shall Perish. And
it had to been. I know, like Tom wasn't big on All Shall Perish, so it had to been somebody else like pretty big. They went to go see.
Yeah, I can't imagine Tom liking that band. Period. But
no, I remember our old drummer Mike, like knew those guys kind of well, and
really?
Like yeah, and like him and a buddy of his, like whenever they go out to, I think because they're from California.
Yeah,
or something,
they are.
Whenever they go out there, they like go to their practice space and like hang out and watch them jam.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
but I forgot why.
Ben. We know Ben Oram, their guitar player who works at We Need Merch. He owns the company.
Oh, okay.
He did like all the first Warforged shirts. And we met him like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 3 years ago.
He was a cool dude. That was a good time.
And he's a super nice dude. And I just think like those guys don't have the time for it anymore. Or like there was all kinds of weird legal shit they got into as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Remember like Mike Tinner, their bass player, who was like the only guy that was like left in the original, like in All Shall Perish, because like everybody else dipped. Like,
yeah.
But then they announced that reunion thing like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
and I think he sued them at that point because Mike was the only like actual member in the band,
right?
And so he wasn't included in the reunion.
Right.
Yeah,
but I heard something too. Someone posted something that it wasn't happening anymore. So
yeah,
sometime in the last couple of months.
Yeah, it wasn't Ben or somebody we just don't have the time to do it and shit. And Eddie does Suicide Silence, and they just put out a record, so which is his third with them now.
Yeah, I think
or something like that, second or third, but. Yeah, I don't know. It's a shame because that band I thought they were cool. I even thought the last record was cool.
Yeah,
that last
Ultra
one that
Parish
they did
is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that band. So yeah, it's a bummer, but they gave us some good albums. So you know, what are you gonna do?
You know what? At least there's some finality to that story, as opposed to a lot of bands from back then that were kind of sick that just kind of
dropped off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those guys just ended up going to other bands. Remember Knights of the Abyss? Their drummer was in Whitechapel for years. He's not their current drummer, but he was on 2 or 3 records with them, something like that. But you don't remember Knights of the Abyss? Really? Mm-hmm. You remember them?
No.
You don't remember Knights of the Abyss?
No.
Dragon Pie, that song that was huge on MySpace.
Dragon Pie.
Wow, they were a Black Dahlia type rip-off band. Wow, fuck, man.
Oh.
I don't know why my mind went straight for them anyway, but.
Very good Jason deep cut, man.
Yeah, it's not even Alex definitely knows who Knights of the Abyss is. I know he does.
I wonder Jack or Tom know that.
They would probably remember who they were. They were a deathcore band. They weren't even that great. They were a deathcore band that eventually became a Black Dahlia rip off type thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were
talking about the At the Throne of Judgment guy.
Not the guy, but I remember the band.
So yeah, so they were another kind of deathcore band like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
they were very similar to Knights of the Abyss.
Okay. That's I've kind of figured they were. That's why it reminded me of them. But went to Guitar Center in Naperville, my brother and I, and this guy's like, yeah, dude, check out my band, At the Throne of Judgment. We're like, all right. And it's we looked them up and they'd been broken up for a couple months. And
yeah, I didn't even think they were from here.
No, so it was really weird. And but that dude was in the band. It was just very weird. And it's why are you promoting your band that broke up already? Yeah,
that is. Did you ever see him again?
No.
Whoa.
No, because we'd go to Guitar Center enough where we'd remember the people who worked there. Yeah. And he never was back. So
wait, was he an employee there?
He was an employee, yeah.
Maybe he went insane and then got fucking banned. Yeah. I remember At the Throne of Judgment, they were on Rise Records. They did one album and they were that album came out when Job for a Cowboy did the Doom EP and that put them on the map. It was that similar timeline. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I never saw At the Throne of Judgment or anything, and they broke up not too long after they did that.
They didn't last that long.
I think they got back together and they did another EP or something, and then that was it didn't really do anything much more than that.
What was that one? I can't remember. The band that played. We saw them with Remix Band.
Oh, Sea of Treachery? Yeah.
What's up with that?
Sea of Treachery was a band that was back in 2008. They were one of those first bands that was signed to Sumerian Records, and they were a metalcore band. They had melodic riffs and breakdowns and stuff. A little bit of clean singing, not a lot. And then they broke up for they didn't break up. They didn't they? They got canned from Sumerian. They had a bunch of lineup changes. They put out a record on that that weird ass label that was Black Heart Recordings or Black Heart Records or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I can't remember the name, but it's one of those labels where you're what?
They did a couple. They did a couple records and then they went under. Immediately went under. It was a quick thing, and then now I guess they're trying to be a band again. And I think DeFonce is their agent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's just not good. We went to go see this dude, your guy's friend, quote unquote.
Yeah, band. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Jason and I knew him, and Alex knew him too from back in the day. So.
Yeah, his band called Circadian. It was their first show. And they had it was at Cobra, and there was a shitload of people there to see Circadian. They all left after Circadian played it. They were the first band, yeah. And I was late. I only saw a couple songs or something like that because I met you there. And I stuck. Did you stick around for Sea of Treachery? Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was just it's wait, you guys are on tour?
Yeah,
because Aetherius played.
Yeah, Aether.
Sorry,
yeah.
I always get those bands confused.
Yeah, it's hard.
Played. They were fucking awesome.
Yeah, Aether's they're a really sick band.
I remember that name.
They're on they're booked by Defons too. They're really good guys and they're a really sick band. They were good at that show too. That was like the best time I've ever seen them.
Dude. That was so fucking cool.
Yeah. Cool. And they're just super nice guys. And then and then Sea of Treachery played, and it was like their first tour. It felt like their first tour back, and like they all just looked like they were working in a garage and we're just like, all right, let's play a show. And it just like, it was very like not that sick. They didn't sound bad per se, but it was just not like,
it felt like the local band that the headliner was like, dude, we don't want to play last. Will you guys open?
Yeah.
Or play last for us instead, you know? It felt like that. And it was just kind of like, whoa, like.
But they're the headliners of this tour.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, I hope they're like, they get their stuff together and it sounds sick going forward. But like, that just kind of felt weird. I just felt like this unneeded reunion that no one really asked for, you know, which some bands are like that, where it's like, we've been gone for 10 years, but no one really liked us and we're back. It's like, oh, no one really.
Man. Do you guys like us yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many bands that are doing that now too. And I want to say something about them so bad, but I can't, or else I'd probably get in trouble.
That's fair.
I mean, you know, it's like, if you're going to do that.
Here, if you're done with that, you could shut it.
Just give it 100% and don't, you have to do that, I think, but you have to be like moving forward, you know, acknowledge your past and be like, this is something cool we did in the past, but like, you got to move forward and like do some cool new shit.
Yeah.
Because if you just follow the old shit, it's like,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It's like, obviously it didn't work for you guys because the longevity wasn't there like you thought it was. And now you're trying to come back. It's like, you got to like kick it out the gate with something sick, you know? So if you're going to do that, any bands out there, just do it right, you know? So.
Or don't do it at all.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Like it was so fucking weird. And I liked that Sea of Treachery record that was on Sumerian when it came out. Yeah, I thought it was sick. And like they did a tour. Didn't you go to that show where it was like the Sumerianos tour?
Yeah, dude, it was After the Burial, fucking
Veil of Maya, and Born of Osiris, and Sea of Treachery.
It was amazing. And that's where I discovered all those bands, except for Born of Osiris. I already knew of them, but the other bands was like, whoa, this is like, again, that was a similar moment. Like, this is the future, guys. This is gonna be sick.
Yeah. Where was that? Do you remember?
Some VFW hall, Arlington Heights or something.
Okay, that would make sense. Yeah.
That was so fucking cool.
KOC, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
The first time I saw Veil of Maya was at the Elgin Fun Center or some shit like that.
Yeah. Savage Event Center.
Yeah, Savage Event Center. It was oh man, what a fucking lineup. It was like As Blood Runs Black headlining, Winds of Plague, Stick to Your Guns, with Dead Hands Rising, I think. No, The Ghost Inside. It was like one of their first tours. Yeah.
That's a sick lineup.
And
dude.
Veil of Maya. And I was mainly there for Veil of Maya and Winds of Plague and As Blood Runs Black. And it was just a sick show. I mean, shows like you pay $20, you get to see all these sick bands, you buy some cool merch. Like, and I was so stoked because we were all stoked because Mark and Sam went to OPRF, my high school.
Right.
And like we were all like, yeah, we'll get a bunch of Veil of Maya merch and wear it all the time. Yeah. So it was like a big deal. And
that's cool.
That show got shut down in the middle of As Blood Runs Black set. Like something happened, somebody wasn't getting paid, or somebody got in trouble and they had to shut the show down early. But yeah, and then I saw Veil of Maya again at the Elk Grove VFW, and that was with Tony Danza.
Right?
No, that was another show.
Okay, that's when
I remember that. I was at that show too, though. This one was Veil of Maya and Tony Danza co-headlining, I think, and it was like Danza 2 era Tony Danza. Oh. And pre Josh Travis.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hell
so
yeah.
it was pre Josh Travis era. It was their second record. So it was like the first one they did, I think, on Metal Blade.
Yeah.
Or on Closed Casket Activity or Closed. What the fuck was Guy's label from the Red Core? Black Market Activities.
Black Market.
Yeah. He was on. They were on that label.
Good label.
Yeah,
dude,
hell yeah.
Label. Like,
there was some awesome shit.
All the bands were cool.
Yeah.
Ed Gein was on there. There's a bunch of sick bands.
Daughters.
Were they on Black Market?
The first album, I think.
Really? That's cool. Wow, they're huge now.
They're massive.
Damn, that's so funny. Wow.
I think so. I could be wrong.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised though.
Because there was a distribution site that I used to buy albums from, and they sold a lot of stuff that Black Market.
What site was it? Do you remember?
I can't remember. Like, I want to say it was like Robot something or other, but
it's been Robot Mosh shit.
Nah. I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay.
I bought so much shit from that distribution.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I remember. Fuck. What was I just talking about? Oh, that show. Okay. So it was Danza on Danza 2, and then it was Brother Von Doom, who I loved. They were like this melodic death metal band.
I vaguely remember that.
They had like one record on another record label. It was this record label called Death Coat Records. And I think they only released that Brother Von Doom record and some other band that I never heard of, and then they went under. Went under real quick, yeah. And then Brother Von Doom like stopped like so quick. Do you remember them at all?
No, that's a very like you band. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that name except for you. In the last,
probably.
5 years,
I was the only one who vetted
Sick.
them, but
Yeah.
I loved them because they were like this Darkest Hour kind of like band, and I was like, oh, they're gonna play with all these breakdown bands. Like that's fucking sick. They're bridging the gap. Like I thought it was just like I thought it was such a sick thing, and like. I remember I hung out with those guys like that whole night. They were like super nice and shit. They were cool.
Sick.
And
Okay.
I remember. Do you remember Woe of Tyrants?
Sounds familiar, but I don't know what they sound like.
Well, anyway, and then with Dead Hands Rising played as well. I think they opened that show.
Damn. I'm looking at the discography for Black Market Activities.
Yeah,
It says current artist, so it's still a label, huh?
They're an imprint. No, I don't think they still do anything.
Oh, okay.
Like their Metal Blade owns them, and like Guy did it through Metal Blade.
Okay, so they got swallowed.
Yeah,
Yeah. The old Octopus is on it.
not anymore. But they probably were.
Oh. Fit for an Autopsy?
They were their first record.
This must not have been updated
Yeah.
in a while.
Fit for an Autopsy.
Live
Yeah,
by Mistake. Did you ever catch that band?
Adrian loves them, but
Dude,
no, I never saw them.
Holy shit. Did we play with them or did we see them?
They
I think
played
we
with Dance
saw
Club
'em.
Massacre. Were they on Black Market?
Yes.
Dance Club Massacre? Yeah, makes
We
sense.
played with them too, but like there was a show at this old venue. It was where we played Danza's first Chicago show.
Okay.
But this was Ed Gain and Live by Mistake were playing. And I just remember we were like outside, they were sound checking, and you just heard what sounded like steel drums just like ripping a solo. And we're like, what the fuck was that? And like somebody's got to have like a keyboard or some samples. And like we go in, Live by Mistake starts, and it's the guitar player because he runs like this crazy MIDI pickup, like rolling like GK3 or whatever.
Hell yeah.
And just like he's such a good guitar player that he could just play like insanely well with this thing and make his guitar sound like anything. And there was a part where it was a steel drum, just like it was insane.
Yeah.
Like that guitar, like that whole band was like incredibly like talented and like a blast to see live. And like the singer was like the nicest dude ever. And, like,
Yeah.
they were the shit, man.
Mhm.
But they
Adrian
ended up just
liked
like
them a lot.
doing. They like didn't go anywhere. Which was a little bummer. And they were from like St. Louis, I think.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah, we saw them a few times, like whenever they came through, and I was
Fuck,
like,
man,
dude, we
I
have to
forgot
go.
Fit
That
for an
band's so
Autopsy
good.
was on Black Market. I think their first record was put out on Black Market Activities.
Lamb of God.
They were on Black Market?
Yeah, they were.
What?
Yeah, Animosity.
I knew Animosity was. Yeah,
Did you ever like probably not Backstabbers Incorporated?
I've never even heard them.
Oh,
I don't
really?
think.
Tom was like all about that band. It's just pissed off like metal, like almost hardcore-ish kind of like.
Okay.
I don't know. I remember some of that stuff was like pretty fucking sweet. I haven't listened to it since.
Yeah, sick label.
Yeah, very sick label.
Yeah.
Oh, From a Second Story Window.
Yeah, they were on there. I remember that
Gaza
band was on there. Yep. Okay.
Psyopus and Danza. I mean, there's a lot more, but that's the only ones I could.
Yeah, I think Psyopus just ended
Sweet
up
Cobra.
on Metal Blade too.
Yeah, I think their last album was Metal
Yeah.
Blade for sure.
Because that was probably when that label was like done. Because when the Red Court kind of stopped, that label kind of stopped. And now Guy is a cop.
Yeah, from Massachusetts, right?
I think so, yeah. And so is the singer from Danza, Jesse. He's a cop now.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot, in like Tennessee, right?
Yeah, some shit like that. Man,
Yeah, they're
local
from,
deathcore cop union,
Murfreesboro.
man.
Yeah, they should. Well, it's all vocal stuff.
But there's anyway at that show. Did you ever see with Dead Hands Rising? I'm sure you must
I
have,
think
dude,
I
because they
have.
were from like Iowa or something. They weren't far from here, like Cincinnati or
I
maybe
feel
Ohio.
like they played with a lot of the bands that I liked from that era. So I probably have. I just
Yeah,
don't
they were
remember.
okay. They were nothing like I liked them, but they weren't anything that great. But yeah, Veil of Maya was like the crown jewel at those shows. I remember. And then I remember that show you were talking about at Arlington Heights with After the Burial in Abacab.
Yeah.
That Fell Silent was supposed to play.
I think about that a lot, where if I had seen them, what that would have done.
They never came to America.
You know, what if that would have changed my life? No, they never did. They broke up right before that. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know Fell Silent?
That sounds vaguely familiar.
That's the guitar player from Tesseract and the guitar player from Monuments, John Brown and Akil whatever.
Akil Caney.
Yeah.
That's not the one I fixed the guitar of, is it?
I don't know.
Tesseract? Is that what you said?
Yeah. I don't. I don't know who's
tall guy.
No, that's the other guitar player, James.
Then I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, those bands, Tesseract. I don't know if you know. Do you know Monuments? You remember them?
I know of them because of Nails a Mix. They just dropped a track.
John Brown always has stuff on there.
Yeah.
So, because Fell Silence, like, both Tesseract and Monuments go a little more melodic, but Fell Silence just like it's definitely more Meshuggah worship than I think Tesseract or Monuments, which already kind of Meshuggah worship, just based on the genre, right? But Fell Silent was way more like, I think, like punch you in the face. Yeah. But I love that band. Cool. That's like one of my favorites, honestly. And I wish they would have done more. But
they disbanded.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, then they did Tesseract and Monuments. Like, I remember because that album was already out. What's it called? The
Hidden Words.
Yeah, Hidden Words was out, and then they had a licensing deal from Sumerian for America, so it came out on Sumerian here. So it was good. The tour was supposed to be Veil of Maya After the Burial. It was Crush 'Em All, the first Crush 'Em All. Yeah. You saw the second one with Misery Signals. We'll get into that after this because you know what I'm talking about, but you will. But yeah, this show, it was Abacab. Maybe some locals played. I don't think there was another touring band.
I don't remember any.
Yeah, and it was just Veil of Maya and After the Burial. And I remember me and Sam from Veil of Maya were talking about how sick Decrepit Birth was for like an hour. Because he was wearing it. They toured with Decrepit Birth a bunch back then.
Really?
Which is insane to think about. Yeah. They toured a lot. Like a lot of those bands were really incestuous back then when it was like, because I mean, with what Veil of Maya and After the Burial sounded like back then, they could get away with it. You know what I mean?
It didn't exist like it does now, so it's like you just had to like tour with Arsis and Decrepit Birth to like make that work for Veil of Maya.
Like, dude, if you showed somebody who was like 23, I would even say 24 now, if you showed them a new Veil of Maya song and a new Decrepit Birth song, and I was just like, yo, 10 years ago, those bands toured together. They probably wouldn't believe me. Yeah, they'd be like, how the fuck did that happen? Not that it's like, I'm not dogging either of them, but...
No, but it's just interesting how much they...
And that's why I thought it was
developed.
It was shit like that made me... Because I was like a hard, rigid metal guy, and then seeing that like... those bands were able to tour together. It was like so validating for me to end up liking more shit like Veil of Maya and After the Burial. Cause I was like, oh, they get the pass from like Decrepit Birth and Suffocation and shit. Like, like big ass bands. It was so cool. And like, it was definitely like a good feeling because it didn't feel as divine. I mean, now I don't even know what it's like cause we're all old, but back then it was really cool to see shit like that. But yeah, man, I mean, those were the fucking days.
Yeah, that's crazy to think that.
Were you at that the other show at the Savage Event Center with Beneath the Massacre, Born of Osiris?
That's when I went.
You were at that one with Urjoni
and See You Next Tuesday, and
Urjoni played it.
I missed them.
See You Next Tuesday.
Yeah,
I was at that one.
You were at that too.
I think.
Yeah, See You Next Tuesday.
Unless
Beneath the Massacre, Born of Osiris.
Once I don't remember.
I don't either.
Because I know I saw. Did I? No, I don't think so. Because I don't think I've ever seen Beneath the Massacre.
Think about that. Think about Beneath the Massacre now playing with Born of Osiris now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
So weird, dude. That is like insane.
Maybe you would see that on a Summer Slaughter. Maybe.
But like other than that, like what?
Yeah.
But back then, it's like that felt normal. That didn't feel weird at all to me. But yeah, dude. Fuck, that's crazy.
I mean, now it's just so different.
I take that back. I have seen Beneath the Massacre, but it wasn't that show.
What show was it?
It was at Knights of Columbus. It was
with the Faceless and Animosity. Yeah. And I think As Blood Runs Black was on that tour too.
Yes, and we did not watch them.
Yeah. Damn.
We were like, Tom was like, fuck that band. We don't need to see them. I was like, all right, let's go get some.
Dude, Indie Merch was selling posters from that tour recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if they still have them up there. It was like the last item in Animosity's merch store.
That's awesome.
But yeah. Then Lord Marco was playing drums for the Faceless then, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I didn't go to that, but I didn't even know about it when it was going on, but I would have liked to have. Where was it?
When was that?
Oh, I think Animosity was touring on Empires.
Was that like after Summer Slaughter? Was that like 07, Summer 07 or something?
It could have been because I don't know what year it was, but Planetary Duality wasn't out. Ekeldama, I think, was out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's the OG lineup plus Lord Marco, basically.
Yeah. So I don't. It had to have been then, like 2006 or 2007.
You'll get a kick out of this, man. Sick. The one thing I remember the most from that show is that the dude from Beneath the Massacre played a Line 6 piece of shit flex tone too. And
really?
And an HD 147.
Like a combo?
No, he had both heads that he just split into like 2 full stacks.
Because when I saw him at Savage Event Center, he was playing 5150s, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, way better.
That's sick, dude. Playing the Veta?
No.
Not even the Veta. Not even the Veta.
The flex tone.
That was Michael Keane who used to play the Veta for a bit.
Yes,
remember?
I believe. Yeah.
Dude, playing a Flexitone live, that's like hardcore shit. Yeah.
I had one of those. That was my first like amp when I was playing guitar in a band. Yeah, hell yeah.
Dude,
I
fucking play that next Drum and Ring show, man.
Dude, no. I'd rather like plug into a toaster. Like, Jesus, that thing is dog shit.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's awesome though.
Damn. What was the dude? Yeah. What was the dude from? Ironically enough, probably the last show we both went to was Beneath the Massacre.
Yeah.
Before this all went down, was he playing an Axe Effects or like a?
He was playing Helix, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think he had the Helix. So
yeah.
Either the Helix or the Axe Effects 3. I don't know either of those units super well to know what they look like from a distance.
Okay. They look pretty similar now.
Yeah, they're hard to tell apart, but I think it was the Helix. So.
Well, shit.
Yeah, man.
Did it sound good?
It did sound pretty good.
Yeah, it sounded all right.
Yeah. That's all you need.
Mm-hmm. Don't ask Nate though, because he won't say that. Because he wants to swear off that venue.
Oh, really?
I think so. I mean, he did not like the sound. I mean, it was also like
fucking blasted
and going through it, you know, like so.
Well, it's just like it's every suburban venue. They like don't know sound. They just like get a room. They're like, this will work, and they just like blast shit, and it's like, well, that's not how you do it. You know,
it's just like dude that's like never really done sound.
Yeah,
it's like it's good enough.
Yeah, right. It's just. I don't know.
Nate was very drunk at that show, dude. I was driving us home, and I was like, I think I got baked. Yeah, I smoked with
Jason's
Cody
birthday,
Graves.
Man. Jace was.
Yeah, Jace got like.
Oh man,
dude, there was a period where like me and you were staring at him, trying to like get his wallet, because he was trying to buy a beer, and he was like sitting at like the bar, and he was just like holding his wallet, like, and I'm just like, why are they selling him another fucking beer? Like,
yeah, he's like,
the fuck off.
And I'm like, because I drove him and Dave back home, and I'm like looking at Dave. I'm like, we gotta like stop this because he's gonna puke,
die of alcohol poisoning. Yeah, he never pukes, dude. It's insane that he can drink that much and he never pukes.
Doesn't.
I've never seen him puke. Never.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
He's never. If he's ever done it when we're on tour, I don't know about it.
At least, if he does,
might be sneaky.
Yeah, but no, he was just like, like took him like 5 minutes to get his wallet out.
Dude. Him and Nate were pretty fucking drunk.
Damn, that seems like that was like so long.
I know it was. It was a season ago, dude.
I guess it was, but it feels like that was like years ago now.
I know.
I like fuck,
man.
Yeah, that was a fun night though.
That was such a sick show, dude. Defeated Sanity was so sick at that show.
Pretty cool, man.
Oh my god,
sick.
Origin headline. Yeah. Did you catch any of it? You guys, I think, were gone before they went on.
We left.
They were dope. But like, yeah, Nate was fucking busting a move during the set, and like, I drove
as long as he didn't bust his face into a beer bottle, then he's doing all right.
Who did I drove Alex?
Did that before,
right? I drove Alex, Tyson, Danny, and Nate.
Yeah,
weird combo in my car.
Combo.
But Nate was so drunk by the time we left that like. Me and Danny were just like fucking with him on the ride home, and I was like, "Dude, do you think you could drive us home right now?" If like I couldn't, like, are you? I'm like, you could probably do it. He's like, couldn't even hold his head up. He's like, yeah. And then we like kept listening to like metal songs, and Danny would be like, "Nate, can you play this riff this drunk right now? Like, could you play this?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, man." Like, it was so funny. And then Nate was trying to tell me, he's like, "I've driven drunker than this before." I'm sorry, I don't mean to be making fun of him or anything, but it was really funny. But
he knows, he understands.
Yeah, it was definitely that was a fun night. I had fun, and that was a cool show. I got high with Cody Graves on his dab pen, and I got like really high.
Nice.
Yeah, wasn't expecting that. I like that dude though, Cody Graves.
Cool.
Yeah, very nice guy. But I don't think you know him, but I don't think he's this dude that lives in Joliet, and he likes a lot of like slam death metal type stuff.
Slam guy.
I don't think he plays any music at all, but he listens to a lot of hip hop. So me and him talk about death metal and hip hop a lot, and it's nice to have that
with you.
Yeah. So, but he listens to a lot of hip hop that's too tough for me that I can't handle. So, and he doesn't like the shit that I like. That's pretty much for like college kids.
You guys have your middle ground.
Yeah. Yeah, you know.
That was a good like last show before all this happened. And I think the day before that is when I saw Something Was Waiting.
Yeah, and that was like the last show at Reggie's.
Yeah.
shit.
What show was that?
Shut down.
The Bong Ripper one.
Oh, I didn't go. I don't think I was at that show. No, I was not.
Yeah, that was a good show.
It was fun. Yeah, it was a good time. Like, I didn't realize that the dude I was giving shit for being on his cell phone was the guitar player from Bong Ripper. It worked out.
You were giving him shit?
Yeah. Like, I just, like, anytime I see somebody on their cell phone, I just walk over and be like, what you doing? Yeah.
Oh, when you're playing?
When I'm playing, yeah. And then they're like, oh, yeah. And he was like an older dude, and he's just like, I don't give a fuck what you have to say. And I was like, right on, man.
But you were like in the middle of playing?
Oh, yeah. I was in the middle of like, I think Nikki Lane or whatever. And yeah, I was like, hey, man, what's going on?
That's sick.
He's just like, he was on Facebook, which I thought was weird because he's like, they're older dudes too. I'm like, what are you doing, trolling?
Yeah, come on, get the fuck off of that and watch the show.
Was the polar opposite of like the time I did it before, where it was like the girl like running the front door. I like was like, she's definitely gonna be on like Facebook because she looked like she was like 18 or 19. But no, she was doing a fucking Sudoku puzzle.
She was looking up houses to buy.
Yeah, like adult shit. I'm like, what? Meanwhile, that guy is on Facebook.
She's on Redfin.
Well, did Bong Ripper have? Was it Bongzilla or Bong Ripper?
Bongzilla. Sorry.
Bong band.
Yeah,
sorry.
Bong Ripper.
Different Bong.
Bong Ripper plays at like the Metro and shit.
Yeah,
they're like
Dong Ripper or Dongzilla. Yeah.
I can't remember.
We are Bongzilla's like house band apparently.
Yeah, you play with them all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
Does Gobo really like them?
Nobody really likes them. No, I don't know. No, like Gabe's a huge fan of that band, which is funny.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think Eddie really likes them.
Psycho fucking Gabe.
Gabe losing his goddamn mind. Yeah. You hear me?
He posted.
I
watched his last video. It was just sad, like him talking about how upset he is with the world and like how the mayor of New York.
Can't blame him for that one.
No, I can't. But it was very like, oh dude, man, Gabe, crazy. I just want to give him a big hug.
Yeah, well, yeah, the whole thing in New York is. I don't want to get into it, but like, yeah, that shit's crazy. But
yeah.
Moving along.
But I like looking at him, and he looks like a fucking.
He just gets more manic and manic in like every video. The hair is more disheveled. The beard is longer.
I like the one before where it was just like
the
him.
Eyes are more like getting emptier and emptier and soulless every video.
There's a video of him looking like he's in like army fatigues at your practice spot, and it's like a green, like a military green like tank top and this like army hat, and he's just like, listen, everybody, I just want my fucking Facebook to be drums and music. I don't give a shit about your. It was just so like sick. I'm like, yeah, I get you, Gabe.
I've told him multiple times. I'm like, dude, these are the videos they're gonna show on a news report about you after you like went on a shooting spree. Like, stop it.
He's so funny, man.
I love it.
Yeah, he's the man. Gabe, shout out Gabe. Yeah, he's the shit, dude. He's so fucking funny. But yeah, I love watching those videos. But then I was like, I saw him post another one. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. I'm like, oh, now I'm just fucking sad, man. This does
that last
suck.
one was a little bit rougher.
Yeah, I was just like, ugh. But that's okay. He's every right as anybody else to say something.
Right. It's okay. He'll cheer back up.
Yeah, he will cheer back up. And our curfew is lifted now in Illinois, so we could go walk around at 11 p.m. if we wanted to, I guess.
You haven't been stopped at all, right?
Me?
Like, leaving the spot.
No. I haven't seen shit, man. And that's like yesterday I went to Eddie and Alyssa's. Huh?
Did you go for a drive?
No, I didn't end up doing that. I ended up going to. I'm going to do that though.
Nice.
We'll talk about that.
All right.
But I went to Eddie and Alyssa's because it was Alyssa's birthday, and they had a little get together, less than 10 people, and they invited me.
Thanks, I was like, heads up, guys.
I was like, yeah, I'll come out there. Like, sure.
And you're not in their top 10 friend list.
I guess not. If this were MySpace era, I would not be in the top 10.
And I went, and I was like, I was thinking because like yesterday morning I was trying to run some errands, and like Lakeshore Drive has been closed all weekend, so I'm just like, fuck, man, I don't know, like, and that's like the fastest way for me to get to like Bridgeport or Pilsen or something like that. So I was worried. I was like, all right, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to get there. And like Pilsen was like a war zone last week.
Past the barriers, run over a bunch of protesters and just get to where you need to get to.
Yeah, my fucking Subaru cannot take that.
Yeah. I need to go to fucking Trader Joe's. I don't know.
Yeah, I did go to Trader Joe's.
Yeah,
not that day though, a couple days before that. But
soy chorizo real bad.
It's good. They got these orange slices, you wouldn't believe it. Good.
Dude, those were good, man. I still have them. Well, first off, I go to Trader Joe's in Evanston, so I don't need to run over any fucking protesters.
Fair enough.
And then, anyway, it ended up being fine. I got there super quick, and like there was nothing going on except cops everywhere, but like nothing going on. And by Bridgeport, because Eddie lives right down the street. There's a big ass police station on 18th, like right down there.
I don't know how true it was, and I feel bad that I didn't message him, but apparently, like, not far from his place, like Halstead and Cermak, there was like a fucking shooter posted up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like
Damn.
a couple days ago.
Yeah. So
I forgot to. Obviously, there's no holes in Eddie, so he's good then.
No, you know what? It was really quiet over there. Like more
imagine.
quiet than usual, which was like creepy, but also like, dude, there was like no fucking cars. I got there in like less than a half hour, which is insane.
Driving right now is just so sick. 'Cause there's no fucking traffic, dude. And it's like
it's getting
cruising, man.
Bad.
It's getting worse.
Yeah. Like I almost rear-ended a guy on the way here because he was doing like fucking 50 in the left lane. I'm just like,
really?
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Fucking
like,
idiot.
God damn it.
That's fucking weird.
Which reminded me when I hung out with my friends and they posed a great question. They're like, what if you get to kill 5 people in your entire life? At any point in time, you turn 18 and then you have the option to kill 5 people guilt-free. I was like, 4 of those 5 are going to be people that do some shit on the highway when they cut me off or drive slow in the left lane. I'll tell you right now, 4 of those is like, that's what that's going 5
hours and use them all up immediately.
Immediately. 3 of them are on 290 alone. One on 90-94, and then I don't know what the 5th one would be.
Yeah. Shit is weird. Yeah, man. Traffic was bad. Like, I went to Dark Matter to get some iced coffee, cold brew cans on Saturday morning. And I was like, I'll just go to the one closest by me, which is Osmium, which is the Osmium coffee bar, which is on like Belmont by Wrigleyville, like in that area.
Okay.
And I got down there fine. And then my GPS kept being like, take Lakeshore Drive. And like, it was not updated. So like I kept trying to get on and there's all these closures. And I'm like, they closed the whole fucking thing down. It took me like an hour to get home because traffic was so bad in that area, dude.
That sucks.
Yeah, it fucking sucks because I live like, that's like a 15-minute drive, dude.
Right. Gotta switch over to that Waze app.
I did. That's how I ended up getting to Eddie's.
I heard
and
that
Alyssa's
like that's worked really well as far as like what the protests.
It's sick, dude. Yeah, because they show all the cops on a map, like in all the closures and shit, and like they have you like there's an option when you're driving by. If the police are still there, you could leave like a just like hit that little thing that says like it's there.
True or not? Yeah.
I used to not like Waze though when I Uber drove because it would have you avoid busy intersections by going to the side street, but then taking a left turn onto a really busy street.
Yeah, it's
it takes more time to do that.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
And you got someone in
I've
the
heard they like
in the back, and you're like
that,
trying to make a left. Like, I'm scared.
I mean, they might have. Now, I haven't used Waze in years. I'm usually just like Google Maps guy.
Where I live in Forest Park, the easiest way to get on 290 to get into the city is to get on to Harlem.
Sure.
And for me, when I drive, I just go over to like this one little main road, Circle Avenue, where I used to live on, and then take that over to Harrison, which is the street that follows 290, and then just like get to Harlem, make a left right at a light. Super simple. Every fucking time I get like an Uber or something, it always tells them to take the side street all the way to Harlem and then try to make a left onto Harlem.
Yeah, do you tell them not to do that?
If I'm not paying attention, like I'll like look up, I'm like, oh fuck, now this guy's gotta make a left. Like I'm sorry, dude. And like otherwise I tell him it sucks, dude. Like
work.
It's like maybe once it's like, holy shit, it's clear. Like go ahead, you know, but every fucking time you gotta wait forever. And I catch him and I'm like, hey man, don't go this way. Just go down this street.
I love helping out drivers like that. And then I can't tell if they think I'm annoying or not, but I'm just like, hey, like don't do this. It's going to suck. But like, I'm just trying to do this so it's easier for you.
Right.
Like
you have to make some shitty ass left turn on 4-lane.
Yeah. Dude, Waze used to always do that to me and it never saved that much time. Like I was just kind of like, why the fuck does it keep telling me to do this? Like the one thing I did like about Waze is there's all those custom voices and I had Medea as like my driver. I had Medea and I had Gary Busey.
That is pretty sick, dude.
Gary Busey,
yeah, but they don't read the street names. They're like, take a left now, dear. Like that's what Medea would say, and I'd be like, all right.
Busey just yelling at you.
Yeah, yeah, some shit like that. It's been a while since I've used it, so I don't know if it's still on there, but yeah, it was pretty sick.
Now I kind of want that app just so I could have Gary Busey telling me where to go.
Yeah,
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Google Maps though because it says like the street names.
Like out loud?
Yeah.
Oh, I never use the voice.
Yeah, sometimes I do. I mean, I never use it anymore. It's probably safer to use the voice, but like I use it when we're on tour. Like I always use it on tour because it's just easier. Because if you have music playing, something's playing, everybody's talking, and like, and it's just safer that way, you know. Onto the slip road, dude. Take a left onto the slip road. There's there's different accents you could use on here. It's fucking insane. Yeah, but it's like confusing, dude. Because like
the accent's like too sick.
There's I think it was South African.
Yeah, it was South African.
Yeah, there's like an accent you could use. And it is weird that they would include that in Google Maps. And then no knock to it, but we were like, because like in Europe they refer to like entrances on the highway as slip roads. And then we caught on to it. I'm like, why does it keep fucking saying slip road? And then I looked it up and I was like, oh yeah, it's just like getting onto a highway. That's what they call the little entrance.
That South African one, the voice is so low qual. It's like a 24 kilobit MP3.
Yeah, it just sounds significantly
instead of
worse.
saying feet, it says miles and miles instead of feet. So
what?
In 2,000 miles, take a left on the slip road. You're just like, what?
Oh my God.
It's right there. Yeah, it's like, I think they fixed it. But I remember when Alex first started using that voice,
counterintuitive to even have that on, man.
They fixed it, but
then we just kept it on because it was funny. That was the only thing.
To change it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was stupid, but
that's awesome.
I used it because I didn't want to miss any exits or shit like that. Yeah, but oh man, when I drove us out of New York City that one time when we played and we went to Mike's house, that sucked, dude.
Yeah. Oh, when we got that weird subdivision.
Yeah.
And I had to back the van up.
Yeah.
That cul-de-sac thing. Oh, that sucked.
That was so bad.
Yeah. There's a couple of rough ones, like the Winnipeg backup that I had to do.
Oh yeah.
It was 2 blocks.
By the way, that sounds like a really great sex move. The old Winnipeg backup.
We were playing in
Winnipeg backup.
We were playing in Winnipeg backup.
We were playing in Winnipeg and we stayed at this dude's apartment. It was such a not fun night. We were on a cranky ass mood and he accidentally took us down the street that was a dead end. And we're driving a van and a trailer. So we had to literally back up the entire thing out onto the street. It sucked.
Yeah. It took me 15 minutes.
Max was really mad and we were all making fun of him because he was mad, but it was so not right because you were justifiably
mad. But I got mad. I was like, damn it. I just hit the top of the van fuck.
Oh, you did this whole thing, man. You hit the steering wheel, you hit the roof of the van and you were it was sick, dude. It was awesome. It was really cool because I felt that rage many times.
You just want to go to fucking bed.
Yeah.
And you're just I did. And then the thing is, I did it again. The next road. I just took the next right, but I could back up at the end, so I didn't have to do the whole backup. I was able to back up in the driveway with the trailer and shit,
nice.
so I didn't have to go down the whole street for quarter of a mile backing up with the trailer. And
that's when we almost got robbed. Remember, Adrian was sleeping in the van and somebody tried to open the door.
Yeah.
There's some old creepy guy. Adrian drew a picture of him.
Richard Lewis looking guy.
Yeah, he did look like Richard Lewis. Adrian's got a really good picture. I wonder if he still has the picture. But
he drew a picture.
Yeah, because he said the guy looks so freaky, and we bought a baseball bat the next day. As security, which I think he still has that baseball bat.
I know he was he used it for his own defense. I think, in his apartment.
Yeah, in his old apartment, he had it, and
meaning all year round that bat is useful.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, dude, that sucked, man. There's so many weird. We stopped at in Utah that Del Taco on the way home from the second
and Alex
tour.
Fucked it up?
And Alex took some weird slip road thing, and it was just dark, and there's no lights. It was just this weird road that just stopped there, but it was the highways here, and
it was a turnaround type of thing, a little a rest.
But
oasis in the middle of the highway, but it wasn't an oasis. It was just this little area you could drive onto.
And the road was maybe enough off. It was it was a little bit off above the ground. So the dip was too much for if you're trying to back up. And it was just it was bad. And Alex was not in the mood because he didn't want to stop. I think I was let's stop at Del Taco, guys. I was being a bitch about it. Let's go. And no really
I got food too. We were all hungry.
Yeah.
But
Alex didn't want to go. And he was driving. He was mad that he had to stop at Del Taco. He took the wrong way and he was just mad about everything. And it was a bad time, but he got out of it.
Yeah, man, that's one thing I want to be better at when we go out again. Whenever that happens, is not being being more understanding of the nighttime and being more prepared for it because it's gonna suck. And it's just after it's playing any show after you work your ass off doing it and you're tired from loading in. It's there's the second half of that, which is just finishing up your fucking night. And we're so bad at that. We all get cranky. We all get nobody wants to do anything. And that's fine. I mean, it's understandable, but it's I want to be better at it. So less shit like that happens. I mean, that would have happened no matter, maybe if we didn't stop at Del Taco, but it's like, it's Alex's fault because he pulled in there. Like, you can't blame it on us stopping at Del Taco.
But I think we like kind of figured that out with ourselves after that last tour, where if we go out again, whenever we can do that, like, we're all more aware of that shit, where it's like, hey, like, just being more open with that stuff. So I think it took a couple outs on the road to kind of figure out how we work like that. So
it's a learning experience type thing.
But that was good stories though. That one in New York was bad, dude. It was like that house was like being built and shit.
Yeah, and I turned on this wrong street, and it was on this huge incline, and like we had no way to get around it. Like Max had to like get in the van to like turn it around because I couldn't do it. Yeah, but it was like, dude, getting out of New York City, I had to take like 7 different highways to get to. We stayed with the drummer from Through the Eyes, Mike. We stayed at his house that night, and he lives in like upstate New York, and like for us to get there, it just sucked, dude. It took it was like a 2-hour drive. No, was it 2 hours? Hour and a half,
2 hours maybe.
Yeah, that's what usually a lot of those drives were like at night. Like we just do a couple hours.
The next day, then Mike backed the trailer up for us in his driveway.
Yeah, and he did it in one shot.
And it was like the sickest shit.
We were just
he's the one that drives for To the Edge of the Dead, I take it.
He's probably one of them, man. Him and fucking Jose, funny. When he did that for our van in Canada, remember he like parallel parked Edmonton. It in one shot.
Yeah, that was so sick.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Just like watching like, Picasso paint. You're just like, I know. This is fucking sick.
It is like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like definitely because after you like have so many bad experiences doing shit like that, seeing somebody do that in one go is just such
super impressive.
Yeah, dude. It's like calm yourself reaction, dude. It's sick. Yeah, so that was really cool. Do you remember the time where we were driving to your buddy's house right off of Santa Monica Pier? Yeah. So Alex was driving. He's like, I'm going to do the drive. We played in Laguna Beach or Laguna Niguel. Wasn't that the town?
That's right. Yeah.
Right next to Laguna Beach. And like their buddy let us stay at his apartment right off of Santa Monica Pier, which was so sick. But like Jace drank the whole fucking night. And like Alex was like, I'm going to drive. Don't worry. And I was like, I'll co-pilot you. And, we almost got to this dude's place, right? And then like we had to do this, like we had to take this turn. I'm like, Alex, you know what? It's the GPS is saying take a left here, just do it. You can make it. And Jason's like, no, just go straight. You could turn around and do something else. And Jason's like drunk and not paying attention. And sure enough, Alex, it like fucked us up, and we had to do this big ass turnaround. And then getting into his fucking apartment, like there's like a gate that leads into the parking lot, and like he had to come out and open the gate, and it was a really tight turn to get the van and the trailer in there. It sucked.
But it had those like wheel spikes there, so if you backed up, you were fucked. But like instead of the street was pretty wide. If you went all the way to the right, you could have made the left in there. But Alex was too far to the left, and he like took the turn too tight, it just like it was bad.
He was
like,
mad.
Yeah, and he was like pissed, and he had every right to be. But like, because we were like, we weren't communicating well about how to approach it, and.
Yeah, and Jason's also a bad backseat driver sober, but when he's drunk, it's just like, dude. And I'm pissed at Alex. I'm like, why are you listening to him? And he's fucked up. And I'm telling you, like, and I wasn't fucked. I wasn't even high. I was like sober, and I was like, let's just fucking do it. That was a sick drive though, and that was a sick night because me and Jace got high after that on Santa Monica Pier at like 4 a.m. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was so sick, dude.
That was I was like getting really sick then. That was,
you
like,
were
really
you went to the
shitty,
hospital the next day.
I went
right?
to like the urgent care. Yeah, I had like
tonsillitis.
Tonsillitis, they said. Yeah, so I got like antibiotics and shit. Ugh. But yeah, I felt like crap that day.
Yeah,
I played that show, and I had like a bunch of like shitty like paper towels for like my nose. Yeah. It's just like, oh, this sucks. I hate that shit.
Dude, that was like, aside from your horrible experience that day, that was like one of my favorite moments of touring ever. Cause it's like, when do you ever get to like his buddy like left, he bought us Taco Bell. He like showed us around the apartment. He's like, all right, I'm staying at my girlfriend's place. And we're like, what? So we just got to stay in his apartment the whole night.
It's crazy.
It was
Kevin's
so
awesome.
sick.
He's like a nutritionist for celebrities and stuff. He used to play in a band around Chicago called The Blank Standard that they still play.
Okay.
But he's no longer in the band, obviously, if he's in
Santa
Monica.
Don't you know Phil, their drummer?
Phil.
Do you know that guy?
Brandon White.
Brandon White.
Oh, yeah.
He's a drummer for Blank Standard. He's a great dude. All
no
his
shit.
dudes are awesome.
Dude. Yeah. Hell yeah.
So, but yeah,
he was
Kevin
another
used to be in that
like,
band
that was very similar to Alien Ant Farm that I really like. But go on.
Oh, okay. Really?
But yeah, Kevin just like he's in BuzzFeed videos where they like nutrition diet like Chris Pratt for a
really?
month, and it's like millions of views, and he's like the celebrity nutritionist and shit.
To, that's wow.
He's awesome, man. He was like a bodybuilder. I went to like one of his like bodybuilding shows and shit. And he was like all greased up, and he's an awesome guy. That's super. Funny. One of the
all the bodybuilders we met are like so nice. Yeah, dude, Eric Alper's so sick.
Yeah,
yeah, he's like jacked.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Rules,
yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. It was sick, and it was just like we thought he was gonna, because it's not like, it's like a big enough apartment, but it's not that big, and we were like, oh, we're all gonna have to cram to this room. He's like, no, you can take the bed. I'm gonna go to my girlfriend's house, and we were just like,
thank you. Yeah, that was awesome.
And you slept. Max slept in the bed because he was sick, and like I blew up my big ass air mattress and was cooling on that thing, man. And then I woke up in the morning and I went on a little adventure to Santa Monica Pier by myself. And Alex met up with me there, and I got coffee and pizza for breakfast. It was sick. Dude, that was so sick, though.
That was really cool.
That's awesome.
I fucking love California. I do.
Yeah, it's a nice state. I just wish it was cheaper to live there, because I would like to live there.
Yeah, the cost of living is not ideal.
Like but it's so cool, man. There's so much cool shit to look at out there.
Never been.
Yeah, you've never been to California ever? Mm-mm. Not even on tour with Nonpoint or Soil?
Nope.
What the fuck? Yeah. I feel like the Soil or Nonpoint will probably do all right there.
Oh, yeah. Like, Soil went to LA.
Dude, just come with us, man.
Months ago?
We've always talked about if we ever need somebody, like, we would trust you more than anybody else.
Yeah, you'd be like the good straight man to like help us out and get shit done.
Fuck everything.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you wait and see. Let me know when the next one is. We'll see.
All right. That'd be so sick to have you on the road with us, man.
I'd be all right. I think Danny would be the better one because, for entertainment's sake, he'd be perfect.
In hindsight, that was so smart. He did not come.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe that when you're like, Danny's gonna go on.
I couldn't either, but I brought it up to everybody else in the band, and everybody's like, "Yeah, that's cool." And I'm like, "Really? They think it's cool?" So I guess I'll say yeah. And like, because I should have been the one that was like, "Nah, that's a bad idea."
All you guys are just too nice to be like, "No."
Dude, and on that tour, it would have sucked. It would have not been good.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like that when you said that. I'm like, "Yeah, he'd be fun to have around," but then it's just like, maybe not.
No. My friends have like a toddler you guys can take with you instead. It'd be like the same thing.
Brian Rosie's kid?
Yeah.
Okay, we take him. Jack?
James.
What's the other one?
Johnny and
What's
James.
the one that talks about shit or bitchy? Who's the one that calls the other one bitchy?
Johnny. James
I want Johnny to come with so he could call Alex bitchy when he parks the van the wrong way.
What's
or
wrong
any
with
of
Alex?
us.
He's bitchy.
Yeah.
I think you and I would be a good combo on the road.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Dude. Pretty straight man.
Get shit done,
dude.
Keep everyone in line.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Be doing all these fucking dumbass turns you keep talking about.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
That'd be fun. Yeah. I do like being on the road. So if something comes up, let me know.
Yeah, if it ever fucking happens again.
Yeah, in 23,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's fun though. Fucking up the van and getting fucking arguments and fucking like.
I mean, as long as they're not like, I'm questioning my friendship with you guys kind of arguments.
Dude, they're not. Yeah, that's never like that.
It's just like water in the bridge later.
Dude, that Del Taco fuck up though. We were there for like a half hour trying to get out. It was a long time.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was like, and it like, cause we weren't we driving home?
Yeah, we were home from that. I think the second tour we did
with Inferi.
Yeah. I think we were coming home from that.
Okay. So we were coming home from like,
oh man,
California.
Yeah.
32-hour home stretch.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I understand his anger. Yeah.
Dude. And that was when we just slept in the Walmart instead of staying with Jace's buddy in Wyoming.
Was that's when, because I was driving us that night, and that's when I suggested let's just drive through the night.
Yeah, we slept in that Walmart for like maybe an hour or two.
I couldn't sleep, and then I just kept driving. And
then we swapped out.
And then I fell asleep.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, we were like the first time we did that. Jace has a friend that lived in Wyoming that had this house, and we got to stay in this basement, like apartment type thing. But somebody moved there the second time. Somebody had already moved in.
Yeah, that's right.
And like there wasn't enough room for us to stay. And by the time like we would have gotten there, it would have been like 5 in the morning, and then we would have had to leave at 8. So we were like, why even bother stopping at that point? And like I was already like up, and like I was like, I'll drive, and when I get tired, I'll stop at a Walmart and sleep for a little bit and then get up and go. And then we stopped at a Walmart. I had diarrhea. And
that's when Alex got the fucking chicken and ate left the chicken on the dashboard the whole day and like ate it at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
and then
got home and like died. Yeah, on his toilet.
My coworkers, I told them about that story because that's like a really good story to tell like normal people who don't tour in bands, and they talk about that shit. They love like,
that. Yeah,
at least once a week, dude. Like, yeah, it's insane. I can't believe how much that like story has like made an impact on their lives.
That's funny. Yeah, do they think he's like an idiot?
I think I've told enough stories about my brother where they think he's kind of an idiot.
He's like a dumbass. Yeah, that's funny.
I try to make him an endearing, lovable idiot.
Yeah,
which is what he is, not just a complete situation going on.
Yeah, was that? Yeah, he did get that chicken. He got it at night. Too.
Yeah, like 7 a.m. or 5 a.m. whenever we stopped, and then he ate it like 12 hours later.
Yeah, he was just like, "Oh, this is great. You just keep it up here, and then like I'll eat it throughout the day."
Not even like putting it in a cooler or nothing.
No, we didn't have a cooler. Remember we had? Man. I was telling him the other day how we took your parents' cooler and that it caught on fire after the first day.
Yeah, man. Like because it was one of those like
plug-in
cigarette plugins, but it was a 2 adapter on there I had, so it was plugged into that one, and then the adapter just kind of like blew up. And we just threw it out in a garbage can in like Michigan. And then the cooler, I just gave it back to my parents because it was like people were going to put ice in it. It was going to get fucked up, but it's like powered. You're not supposed to put ice in it.
Oh, okay.
So I was just take it back. We're going to destroy this if we take it on tour with us.
Fair enough. And have you gotten a cooler since?
Yeah.
A regular one.
Yeah.
Not like a plug-in cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's hard to put the ice in there. And usually that ends up being like Adrian's thing because he's the one who's, eating not fast food and shit like we do.
Oh,
the rest of the guys. Right. So then it's like the ice, and it gets to be a huge pain. But maybe someday we'll have like a fridge on the bus.
You just put that shit on the rider, man. You get ice every venue.
We don't get that. We don't get riders.
Yeah, we don't get riders, dude.
Really?
I don't think we've ever gotten a fucking rider ever.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
we're not cool enough.
Fuck that,
we're not good. Yeah, it's like we're playing.
Talk to your talk to the Fots, man. Tell them like get something. Like ice would be bare minimum, man. Bag of ice is fucking $1 at some places. If you're playing a fucking bar, they got an ice machine, man. Like,
yeah, you know what I was thinking about? Do you remember that show in Laguna where like there was that sick ass gas station I took that shit at, and it was
that was awesome, dude.
This gas station
go on
was literally like the nicest gas station I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not even shitting you. Like it had a koi pond in the front.
I remember you.
And like a really nice car wash. The inside looked like a hotel. The bathroom was like nicer than my bathroom at home.
Like what brand of gas?
It was a
station
mobile. It was like a mobile with a
but clearly
car wash.
it's owned by like one dude that's just like
I guess and like I went in there. I took this massive shit, but it was just like it was one of those really nice sinks that looked like a big ceramic bowl. It was like so nice. Dude.
It was like a hotel bathroom.
That's amazing. It was crazy nice. And it was just like
in about
because didn't the bathroom at that venue not have a lock on the door or something?
Did it have a door?
Yeah, I don't think it did.
Something like that. There was some security precaution where I'm not taking a shit here.
That's fair. The old there's no lock on the door, or there's no door at all because there's clearly a drug problem.
Or the one in the place we played in Seattle, El Corazon. It had like 4 foot tall doors, like walls. I'm just like standing like 2 feet above.
I remember that.
Door.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
That place was sick though.
That was a sick venue. Yeah, just
that's
have taller, bathroom stalls.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just like a lot of short people there.
I went. There's funny. From down the street. Have you ever been to Seattle on tour?
No, I've been to Spokane.
Okay,
that's the closest I've gotten.
I gotcha. By that venue, El Corazon. There's a big REI store. It's like a huge one though, and they have like a built-in biking trail on the property of the store.
Are they based out of there? I'm guessing.
I don't know. I have no idea. But I just went over there because we got to the venue early and I wanted to like check it out. But it looked like fucking insane.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah, and I want to buy everything in there, but it's so fucking expensive, dude.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous how much it is. But it's cool. But I'm never gonna buy anything there. Because you could get the same shit. I hate that I'm about to say this. You could probably get the same type of shit at Walmart for like a fraction of the price.
And they're both made by the same little children in Asia, so I don't see.
Do you think REI is like that? You think they do that?
Agreed.
Yeah.
That shit's all like that. Nothing's ever made anywhere. It's all the same thing. They just put a different logo on it.
Yeah. Or like, some little Asian kid made the parts and then some dude getting, $7 a fucking hour put it together.
Yeah.
And then some dude making a lot more in the US goes, looks good. Put it in the box.
Quality control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit, man. Fuck, I miss going on tour. This sucks.
Me too.
We would have been on tour now, right?
Yeah, in like a week we would have been leaving.
We would have been touring with Inanimate Existence and Singularity.
And hitting like East Coast and shit, man. We went down to Orlando or something.
Probably, I know, yeah.
You know?
East Coast and Canada.
We would have hit Hotlanta, dude. You think about Hotlanta, how sick that would have been, dude.
It would have been very sick.
No, a couple, the company I work for is headquartered in Atlanta, so it would have been cool. There's a couple guys I know.
Oh, would they come out?
Yeah, I think they would have. So, the one dude I know, he used to work with me in the office in Downers Grove, and then he went out to Atlanta, and he was a good guy, and I would love to see him again, but not this year, I guess. So
was he that one dude that like cheated on his wife on an expo or whatever?
That guy got fired.
Okay, can you talk about that on here or no?
I don't know.
Okay, we don't have to talk about it.
I want to, but I'm not going to.
Okay,
so
right.
Private message me if you want the details.
I know the details. You would love that story though.
Yeah,
it's fucking wild.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't talk about that.
That's fine.
So
you should,
Yeah, I was supposed to be on the road to Soil this month. We were doing like 2 or 3 dates. Yeah.
Just 2 dates?
2 or 3 dates. I can't remember.
Do you know with anybody?
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember like I got the initial email like a while ago just saying like, hey, are you available? I'm like, yeah, far enough away. Let's do it. And I think it would have been like the week before I was supposed to go out with Something Is Waiting. We were going to do like 10 days.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
Where?
Midwest East-ish kind of. But
yeah, Gobo likes the East Coast, man.
I mean, I like it too, man. It's great. The drives are way fucking shorter. Like
we don't know that. We don't know.
Yeah, you guys haven't really experienced that, right? Like
we were about to.
You were about to.
We would have. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's crazy. Like
you don't like 7-hour drives every day, dude? What the fuck, man? You know, like a 6-hour drive minimum.
You want to drive 10 hours from fucking Sacramento to Portland?
Yeah, well, when you say it like that,
through insane mountains and shit.
That was sick, though. I mean, in hindsight, it was fun.
Were you driving to the mountains?
I drove for part of that drive.
It was between me and Alex that split that one up pretty good.
Yeah, I got us to the venue. I remember that.
Yeah,
I think
that's right. Remember, I think I started that one off. But
that's where Joe came out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun at that shot VFW hall. Where did we stay that night? William Bond?
Yeah, we stayed with him.
Yeah. That was cool. That was a nice place.
A good time. Yeah.
Any place that's big enough for me to blow up my air mattress, I qualify it as a nice place.
It's a nice place.
Yeah, and it was cool because I could take a shit in the shower and.
We had that sauna. Jason Adrian.
Yeah, I forgot about that. They took a steam together, the three of them, right?
Took a little hot dip together.
Yeah. That's like nice when you stay with people and they like, hey, I got this cool thing, and like they offer you something more than like, you know. I mean, everyone who lets you stay is like sick. That's always
that's like the dopest shit.
But it's cool when they got like a little something, and you're just like, whoa, that's like. You realize you're crazy inviting these strangers to your house to sleep, and like you're also like you make us cake.
Right.
The fuck,
yeah.
You know, it's
and
like that's just so cool.
Nicest people ever.
You know?
Drink
like that one dude we stayed with in Ottawa, he like had all those like vegetables in the backyard and shit.
Where was that? Was that the night where there was Winnipeg? No, where was Ottawa?
That was that one guy's house where his parents were, like the dancers.
Oh yeah, where like I convinced him to let us stay. Where I like begged him to let us stay. That guy, and he had that nice ass house. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, that was sick, man.
Because he offered it to Black Crown, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't want it." I'm like, "Oh, we'll take it."
That dude was cool, man. He was a really nice guy, and he had like that garden in the back.
Alexi, I think his name was.
Yeah, Alexi.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had a like sauna.
They had a sauna in his basement, like built in. Yeah,
awesome.
his parents were like loaded.
Or maybe Jace did or something.
I didn't use it. I went to bed. I had my own bedroom that night too, and I blew up my air mattress and just like passed the fuck out. And I took a shower that morning, dude. Yeah, that house was the shit.
That guy was
man.
awesome, man. Very cool dude.
That's where Alex dropped the cum bottle, right? The water bottle that he had. Didn't he leave it on the roof of the van?
He left it on the top of the van, then it like got destroyed.
We
kept using it.
We have this joke because Alex, alluding to what we were talking about before about like Alex's headphones.
Yeah.
Like he treats a lot of shit.
Fucked up
and it's just like, so we call it like, there's an inside joke where we call it like the cum object, like the cum room, the cum headphones, cum bottle, because the water bottle was so shot. And then like, it like didn't he buy that other water bottle and then he snuck booze in it and then he decided to tape the whole thing because he like.
So no one would see that there was booze in there?
Yeah.
What was
and you guessed that within 5 minutes to me. You're like, dude, I bet he's drinking out of there. And then like you asked him, he's like, yeah. And we're like, why even?
I think it was that between that tour and the NAMA tour and then that tour with Black Crown, it was like I've never had the screws on my pickups come out, and he had the screws on his Spectre bass. The pickups come out like maybe 5 or 6 times between those 2 tours.
What the
It's like, dude, how does it? And like all the knobs on his bass had fallen off. It's like, dude,
what bass was that?
his Spectre.
Oh, really?
And it's like, that's the thing. It's not like the quality of the basses he buys. It's just him.
Right.
How do you lose all 4 knobs on your bass? This never happened to me once. I've never lost
them.
Yeah, they just like fell off.
So
I mean, I've had a knob fall off, but I get it. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
and he's like, I don't know where they went. It's like they just disappear. And then like the
did
screws
he buy new
popping
knobs?
Up. I think I put some on there. And I was fixing his pickups. So I put like better screws in there, a little thicker, and I put new knobs that I had on there. So I saved the day for him. You know, but yeah, I've never had like the pickups on anything or the screws for the pickups come out before.
Really, it's happened to me once before.
But
that was like years of
and not like over the course
attention.
of like, you know, twice 5 times over the course of like, you know, 2 months. Nuts. I don't know how he does that shit with his stuff always breaks. It's just weird shit like that. Like cables like get fucked up and like input jacks always come on like loosened and shit. Nuts, dude. But part of his charm, you know, is having cum shit.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Like he bought this like really shitty blue plastic water. It's like, if you're going to spend money on a water bottle, like, why don't you get one? Like, when I buy shit like that, I'm like, I'm going to get a nice one because I'm going to use it a lot. And I want,
you want it to last.
Yeah, and you want the utility of it. Like, you buy, like, you know how we buy those steel ones and it's like, it stays cold or really hot, like, however you want
my
it.
thing's like so banged up because I dropped it so many times, but it lasted because I was made of metal, you know?
And it's like a nice one. And then Alex just buys like the shittiest one imaginable. And, like, and then he puts tape over it. It's like, what are you doing, dude? But then it's like, if you say that, he just gets pissed. And I get it too, because it's like, I shouldn't give a shit what he does. And at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't care what water bottle he buys. But
yeah, but it's just interesting, like, because he bought it because it was like $1, I think. And it's like, well, you realize $10 would maybe last a longer.
Yeah,
but he
$8 more.
You know?
Right.
So, and that again goes back to his, you know, approach to like shit where he just like, this works and I can do what I need to with it. And it's just like, I want nicer shit. And he's not a materialistic person at all.
Yeah.
You know, in a lot of, I mean, some ways he is, but a lot of ways
the bass is probably the nicest thing he owns.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah. You know, so, but that's just like, it's just, I don't get it, but you know, it works for him. I can't complain. So, you know, just, you know, let me know if the screws pop out of your bass like before the show so I can fix it.
Right, not during, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Damn, I can't believe we had a whole ass meal on this podcast. It's been a while since we've done that. I think the last time we did that was like when we got the Millers.
Oh yeah,
at my old house in Emmett Park.
Chicken.
Was that before or after the 4for4 one?
That was after.
Okay.
Because we've tried to recreate it with that, but it didn't really work out as much.
Man, Miller's. I haven't been to Miller's in a while.
That's I haven't either.
Mountain fat guy melt.
I don't live by it anymore, but
yeah,
that one shit is so good. Yeah, there is in like North Riverside, right?
Yeah, I used to go there all the time.
They get looted.
I don't know. I don't think anything got really looted over there.
The mall did.
Did it?
Yeah, there was a bunch of shit that got looted over at North Riverside. Remember I was telling you that last week when we had Biggs on the show?
I thought it was more like the Berwyn side of things.
It was like the Best Buy got looted in there, and the mall itself got looted. Yeah, it was on the news and shit. Pull your head out of your ass, kid. Watch the news. Not that you need to,
this is the news. I want to watch the news.
No, there's plenty of good YouTube videos I can watch instead to get my information from, because that's vastly more trustworthy.
Dude, are you wearing a Live Strong right now?
Dude, are we doing this again?
Live Stupid. Did we do this?
Like, we do this like once a month.
I'm sorry, man. Fuck, dude. It's like ever since I started smoking weed, my brain is like, fuck, dude. I used to be so good at remembering shit. Now I tell everybody the same stuff 10 times in a row because I can't remember if I did it or not.
You didn't watch those commercials.
How are you with
commercials?
Like all those commercials said, you're gonna like be a dumb idiot when you grow up if you smoke weed.
Yeah, for real.
Your head or your brain is like an egg right now. It's fried.
Yeah, it is like a cooked egg.
Rachel A. Cook is just fucking throwing shit inside your head right now.
Yeah,
there's some bacon in there. Make it better. You know?
Maybe a little bit of cheddar on there.
It sucks though, dude. Like I get so pissed at myself sometimes because I'm like, fuck, man.
You're probably just getting old. It probably has nothing to do with the weed.
My memory was fine. Like, dude, I used to have such a good memory. Like I used to do this thing.
How were your algorithms?
not as good, but
good.
I used to do this thing where like I remembered people's names so well that I wanted to seem like I was cooler, so I would pretend like I didn't remember their name, but I remembered their name. Now I can't remember people's names. How yeah, right? Like, dude, what kind of dumb shit is that?
That's a good power move, though. I like that.
I used to be really good with names too. I whenever I meet someone, I would shake their hand, repeat their name, and I would remember it. And now I do that, and I think like being on tour, it's like you meet so many people, you're like, I forgot everyone.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like, oh hi Dave, and gone.
Yeah. It's like I used to be
end
good
of
at
it.
it. Now I can't do it. So
I'm good with faces. Like and it's funny because a lot of times, like when me and Tom would hang out, I'm like, that's that dude or that chick, you know, from like this band that we did this with. And he's like, I don't know who the fuck that is. Like, you don't remember the name at all? Like, come on, man. And he's like, dude, I don't even know who that is. He's like, how the fuck do you remember? I was like, I don't know, man. I know enough to know that I know that person, but I don't know their fucking name. And it's gonna be really awkward when we fucking meet up and we're like, hey, what's up? And then I have to like fucking fish it out. Yeah. What's up, dude? Yeah.
Dude, last night Dave was telling me these stories about this dude he used to live with named Ziggy.
Yeah.
Do you know him? He sounds fucking insane. I wish Dave was here to talk about it, dude.
Ooh.
Did you ever meet Ziggy?
Fuck. I think I met him once at like a barbecue or something.
That's a sick name.
Holy shit.
Apparently he was fucking wild.
It's still wild, I think, to this day. Fuck, dude. Next time Dave's ever around, you got to have him tell the Ziggy stories.
Yeah, he was telling me some last night,
crazy.
and I was just like, my jaw was on the floor. Like Dave because they lived together in like an apartment or a house or
an apartment.
Yeah. And it was like Ziggy was one of his dad's friends.
Yeah.
And it was some dude that was like a felon and like just got out of prison and shit or something.
Yeah. Like that dude did some time and like he's pretty fucking fried too, and like
apparently like he would have Dave would walk home and there would be like orgies like in his when he would walk into like his apartment, there would be like orgies there. Or like he would be able to see into Ziggy's room and he would see like Ziggy fucking people all the time. And like
it explains a lot to Dave's psyche as
he
well.
told me,
you know, you're like, he was like young when he was like living with that dude.
And I was just asking him, I was like, dude, how did your dad like why did your dad? Yeah, why was he like? Yeah, moving with this guy
could have been like, you know, be a good roommate for this guy Ziggy. It's like what?
He also told me that Nick's first concert was Avril Lavigne.
What?
Yeah,
that I did not know.
Yeah, that's very sick.
Shit.
Cool.
But I remember because he wanted to go, or did he do it for a girl?
He didn't tell me that. I didn't even. He probably wanted to go, dude. I had so many friends, and I was telling this story last night. I had a bunch of friends that liked Avril Lavigne and didn't admit it. And like I would find like my old guitar player, like one time I went over to his house and like we were hanging out and he had me grab something out of his sock drawer and I found this Avril Lavigne CD in there. I'm like, what? You like this? Like it's not that like
no.
Yeah, and he was just like, no.
It was a joke. It was funny. Dude,
it's like you could just say you like it. I don't care. Yeah, he's open about it though.
Yeah, we did a cover of that song, like
Skater Boy
for 2 years.
Girlfriend?
Yeah.
Ocean Walker?
Yeah, Screams of Winter did. It was stupid.
Because of Alex's suggestion?
Well, Alex did he recorded a cover just on his own because like when you're in high school you did nothing and you could have time to record some bullshit cover.
Good old.
You guys did a lot of that.
Yeah, right. And then we just decided to play it once. I don't know who decided to do it, but we just all did. We're like, yeah, that'd be funny. And like Alex would do vocals only. He wouldn't play guitar for it. And it was like really fucking bad.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
It was a dumb idea.
I don't think he ever told me that.
Yeah.
Probably
we played that song probably like 15 times live.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that was
stupid.
Part of the
Did you ever get a reaction?
We never got a reaction for anything we did. So
it sucks.
But that was bad. And she's whatever. I don't know. But yeah, a lot of people
I never disliked her, but I never because I could see myself totally being that guy that secretly would want to like something. It was never that with her though.
Yeah.
Like I never liked Avril Lavigne.
Like Paramore, like that's actually a good band. Like Avril Lavigne's not that like sick to me.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like Paramore that much, but I do think they're a better band. And like their music holds more weight to it.
Yeah,
than like
I think it's like an actual band versus like just one person.
Yeah.
I feel like more people that I respect as far as music goes like Paramore. You know, and I'm like, all right, that's got to be a much more legit band.
Yeah.
In comparison,
I think there's actually like music to it versus
right. Yeah,
it's not just like a team of writers. You know.
Yeah, I think I've heard a Paramore song or two, and I was always like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. It's
cool.
I never seeked it out, and Avril Lavigne didn't have much of a choice but to see it on TV and stuff. But it's like, whatever.
I mean, that was big when like I was in like Good Charlotte and stuff like that. Avril Lavigne was getting big.
It was that Hot Topic era, you know.
Yeah, I feel like that's pre-Hot Topic in my book, but I mean, like
your age. Like that dressed up or maybe Discovery, whatever year it is.
Discovery?
Yeah.
Five Below.
What is Discovery?
Pre-Hot Topic.
Like the
Didn't we
women's
have this
clothes?
discussion
Store.
before?
Well, there's a store called Discovery that's like women's clothes.
No, I could be wrong, but
Discovery
there's like
Zone?
a pre Discovery Zone.
That's what I thought too.
Pre-Hot Topic. There's like
Gadzooks.
Gadzooks is the shit. Yeah, it was like that. It was almost like a Gadzooks like commercial with those bands. You know, like they just had a lot of accessories. You know? And just like so stupid, but whatever. It sold stuff.
He told me this. Dave told me the story about how Nick got passed out in their bathroom once. Oh,
sorry.
That's
what
Dave.
happened?
There was some story about like how Nick passed out in their bathroom drunk, like in Ziggy and Dave's bathroom in his apartment. And like Ziggy walked in naked to take a pee. And like he woke up and like Ziggy's huge penis was like right over Nick's head.
Just like there.
Yeah. Apparently it was a very large penis from what I had been told. Because Dave had seen it too.
I'm sure he had. Yeah.
Man, Dave's got some great stories, dude.
Dude, it's funny because every time he comes on, he'll tell like a couple, and it's just a fraction
of his life. Yeah,
like
you should write a book, man.
He should. Like he's got
him smoking cigarettes in his shower, like that was
drinking too.
Yeah, and taking a shit in there, child. Yeah.
The problem is my shower is always so fucking clogged with hair that I couldn't feel confident that the shit wouldn't like.
Yeah, I would never do that.
Feet,
yeah.
You know? But dude, if my shower was good, I really want to try
Your shower
that.
is slow, man.
Dude, man, I fucking hate that shit, dude.
You gotta do the Kramer and put in like a garbage disposal.
Yeah,
you know?
I get my hair out of there. It's just every like month. It's like it's good. Then it just starts sucking, and I just like.
What do you clean it with? Like Drano?
I just don't.
Oh,
problem. I need to like, clean it more.
Drano.
I just like don't want to because it sucks.
Drano, man, it's easy. Just pour a little bit in there, walk away, and then next time you shower, it's good to go.
Yeah, I had like my old house. I had 2 instances where I had like fucked up my plumbing in the upstairs because like
I remember that.
What do you call it? Put the little machine through it spins.
Yeah, so the first one I did, it was a drum trap, not a pee trap. So the drum trap, it's a big cylinder, and you can't find where you're trying to snake it out. You can't figure it out because there's no, it doesn't
right
because
it's
thing anywhere.
Yeah.
So that was fixed, but the person who fixed it didn't glue the pee trap in. So another guy came by, and I was trying to fish it out, and I couldn't. So he came by, and he like the pipes burst, and like they came apart, and like water was just leaking from the ceiling.
Was it your aunt's boyfriend?
Yeah,
at the time.
Yeah, he didn't glue it. So thanks.
Yeah,
because then the next guy he fixed it, but he
Uh-huh.
changed the pitch of the pipe because it wasn't like pitched properly. And then, but he left like these big holes in my ceiling. I had to like
doesn't do drywall, huh?
I had to drywall them. Yeah, it sucked.
Wow.
That was, and when you see water dripping from your ceiling, you're just like, oh, this is like really bad.
Aside it's so bogus to be like, fix your pipes, but drywall's on you.
Yeah,
see you later.
It's
like fuck.
Yeah, it's like thanks, dude. Appreciate it, man. You fucking.
Do most plumbers do drywall too? To like,
no, they don't do it.
I would really.
No,
I wonder if my guy
some
does.
that do, but this guy didn't.
Yeah,
you know?
I would think you'd have to because like
of the service.
Yeah,
you're gonna bust in somebody's walls.
End up like cutting open walls to get to pipes and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh, my folks just had like something done at their place. Like there was a leak.
Was it an apartment or a house?
An apartment. And, like their neighbors above, like one of their pipes was like leaking or something. Sucks. And my mom like sent my dad a photo of like the dude cut out like a little square to get to it. So
he didn't put it back.
I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
Do you do drywall?
I can. I don't really do it that often, but
it's in your wheelhouse of capabilities.
Yeah, if I had to do it,
capabilities.
Ooh, there it is.
Do you ever miss your old house? Minus like issues like that.
Yeah, I mean, so I was thinking about that a lot recently, being at home with my folks, because it's like right now it's definitely not. It's cool to be with someone and not be like completely alone, but also like being completely alone. You know, I like both of those, and but I miss having like that freedom and independence, just being on your own in your house. And but I also, my parents are cool, so it's not like a huge deal living with them. But yeah, I don't miss that house, but I definitely want to like move out as soon as I can and like go to a new place and like want a big fucking yard. I want to get a ride-on mower.
Yeah,
that'd be so sick.
Woo-hoo! Yeah, dude, get a big 10-gallon hat too. Yeah, you got to go out there with like no shirt on, and like underwear, just sick. Ride around in there, mowing the lawn.
Got to be slamming some PBRs.
Yeah, dude,
that'd be so sick.
Yeah, man.
But
I miss your old house sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. Like it was fun. It was cool having your own place. It was just like definitely like weird. Not like I've driven by it a few times. I'm like, oh, let's see if they've like changed the.
Dude, I do that shit, man. I love fucking.
Yeah, well, because like I had so many weeds in the yard. I'm like, I wonder if their weeds are back. I wonder if they did anything. And then I drove by the other day, like they hadn't. I'm like, haha.
It's not just me then.
That's funny, dude.
But yeah, fuck those people who bought the house.
I might drive by some houses today.
They accused me. So when I moved out, I couldn't find a set of spare keys for the van. And I call my realtor. I'm like, hey, can you ask the people who bought the house, did I leave the keys there? Because I'm like, maybe that's where they are. Because I don't know where the fuck they went.
What were they for?
So for the van keys. For the Warforged van.
Yeah,
so, and then we went on tour with Inanimate, came back, and I get a call from her. She's like, did you go in your house? I'm like,
what?
No, I've been on tour for 3 weeks and I don't own the house. That's fucking, I'm not going to break the law. What are you talking about? She's like, well, they said that the owner said, because the family that owned it was, they were missionaries in Ethiopia and they were moving back in July. I sold the house in May. So the guy's parents bought the house and it was like unoccupied for 2 months.
Oh, okay.
So they said, the parents said that they went back to the house after being gone for 2 weeks on a vacation and they said stuff was moved. There was like keys were moved or something. I'm like, no.
That's
they're like,
so
we think
weird.
she's like, they think you did it. I'm like,
how would you have gotten in there?
Like,
yeah, I was gone.
Physically not.
And did you have keys still?
No, I gave them back because I sold the house. Why did I keep the keys?
How the fuck? Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's like,
fuck that. Yeah, I remember that.
So it's like, all right, come on, you guys, whatever.
You should shit in their fucking front lawn.
Yeah, right. And that dude was a super
Let's trench their yard.
He was like, it's like, hey, I asked for this much money. Okay, I'll meet you in the middle. It's like, that's how negotiating works. He's like, firm, I need this much. I'm like, well, how about this? Let's work towards it. He's like, no, firm, I want more now. It's like, dude, like, what are you, 5? Like, that's not how that works.
Like, fuck off. Yeah.
So that was a pain in the ass. But
did he end up adjusting with you, or?
Yeah, we met in the middle eventually. So,
after he was being a chode about it.
Yeah. So his basement probably flooded.
I'm sure it did, dude.
Mine kept flooding. So
did
have fun,
really?
dude.
So
did yours flood bad that one weekend?
No, my parents were okay. Yeah.
They're fine because
the street was pretty bad. But yeah.
And where are you at now? Are you in Naperville?
Naperville, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's cool. It's weird being like.
Was that over by you? Because didn't that get a little out of hand with the protest thing?
Yeah, some shit.
That's like downtown. We're more South Naperville. There's not as much going on there. So
gotcha.
It's all downtown.
Yeah, what part? So like off.
Like it's closer to Plainfield than like Downers Grove,
like the downtown area where there's like the
stores and shit.
And like
that's where they were doing.
That got looted.
Downtown. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
What's that?
That area got looted.
Yeah, there was like 30 stores that got looted. I think Monday night.
That's funny.
I think so.
That's like the last place that ever.
It's so weird.
Ever
yeah, but
I mean, they'll make it back. Probably.
That'll be fine. Yeah,
but it's weird being like, the only guy who lives with his folks in that neighborhood because it's very like family, like we're gonna raise our good kids to be astronauts and
kids.
Lawyers and shit, and it's kind of weird, but it's sick too at the same time. He's like, hey, what's up, children? It's like fucking,
you want to be like me?
So it's
that is sick. Do you interact with a lot of people around Naperville?
I mean, every once in a while I'll walk the dogs. Usually my parents will walk the dogs and shit, but I'll go out and they're like, hey Max, how are you? And they just like,
oh yeah,
different kids I knew that grew up there. Their parents still live there, and you talk to them sometimes. And
that's
shit,
cool.
So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's all right. It's just like I forgot what it's like to live in that bubble because Naperville is just so different, and it's like everyone there is, for lack of a better term, sniffing their own shit kind of stuff. It's like
that's probably a reality check for everybody. Then getting the shit looted out of that town.
Right, for sure. Sure. Yeah, but
yeah, it's pretty wild, but it's probably fine there now.
Yeah, it was just that one night
they recovered. Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I used to go to that Lou Malnati's like all the time back in the day.
Yeah, me too. With my grandparents.
Yeah.
I used to go with my grandparents when they still live in that area.
Like a firehouse.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Yeah, it is a cool one. Damn, I've been to that one many times. I think that's the Lou's I've been to the most. Right across the street from the Apple store, dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I remember my mom was telling me.
You get to sing and then walk over there and you didn't walk back when their tails are. What's up?
When they were putting the Apple store, my mom was like, "Oh, they're building an Apple store. They're building an Apple store." I'm like, I thought it was like a literal Apple store, like a stand for apples. And I saw, I'm like, oh, it's just like.
The company.
Dude, I'm a fucking teenager. How do I not fucking understand what the fuck I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's especially you too.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
An Apple store. You should be with it. You should.
Yeah, I should have known that it was like Apple electronics, not apples you eat.
Yeah. I used to go to that Apple store all the time too.
Yeah.
It's where I got my laptop that sucks now and doesn't even work. And then
There's a really good bookstore like further down the block from Lou's.
Barnes and Noble.
No, it wasn't Barnes and
Anderson's
Noble.
Books.
Yeah. That place is cool.
I've never been there.
Really? All the times you've been there?
I've never been to Anderson's Books, I don't think. No. I haven't been to like a lot of shops. The last time I was in downtown Naperville was the last time Marv was here.
Oh, really?
Dude, that was so sick.
Yeah.
Man. Hell yeah.
And we went to this like college bar.
Yeah,
And it
we
was
went
like,
to,
Was it,
I can't remember what it was called now, but
it was like the Frog place or whatever?
No,
or was
it wasn't that.
no, that's like a
it
restaurant.
was like the
Hugo's Frog
Lantern
Bar.
or something like
Yeah,
that.
we went to the Lantern, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I've been to a couple.
We were like
of
the
them.
oldest men there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it-
also the shortest.
Yeah.
There's so many like
Yeah, dude,
7
there's
feet
people
tall
taller
dudes
than
there.
Max there. And it was just
That
like,
was
what the
weird.
fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Bring your
felt
tall
weird.
friend to the bar night.
We played Meshuggah, Corner
Yeah.
of Chameleons for like 30 seconds.
And they turned it off.
was great.
It's
Yeah.
my favorite song.
Is it really?
Yeah, because there's a pinch harmonic.
Oh, there is a pinch in
Yeah,
that.
it's the only song I think they do that in. Oh.
Really?
I don't know. I don't listen to shit enough to know, but yeah, no. I remember like there was a few times we'd go out to the bars there because one of my old singers had I think a cousin that lived in Naperville and like not far from like the downtown area in this like apartment like condo,
Yeah.
and it was just weird because like we were a little bit older and it's like when college is out, it's all college kids like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
taking that fucking town.
Oh, yeah,
over.
dude.
And we were like a little bit older, and I was like, this is like weird and very annoying and not that fun. But there was one time we were like we were like going back to the condo, we're fucking wasted, right? And it's me, my buddy Rick, and our singer Steve at the time. And it's like his cousin and like two of his friends, and like this is like maybe the second or third time we ever like hung out with them. And there was like one dude that we didn't like know at all, but it was like their friend. And I just remember as we're like leaving the apartment, Rick just like punches out the fucking drop ceiling in the hallway because the other dude that we didn't know was like, fuck this thing, and like hit the ceiling first, broke one. And then Steve and Rick were like, yeah. And like Rick's big as fuck because he's just like, dude, just like knocking him out.
Have you met Rick ever?
No.
Oh, you would like him.
You guys
a
would
lot.
get along.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys would get along really. It's
yeah.
Whatever
awesome.
head you've got that's got that on there.
Yeah, my
Yeah, rock
niece,
solid Rick
Yeah,
Solid.
I want to meet that guy. He seems
You
cool.
should meet him.
He's this shit. And
Yeah, that'd be
so
a good
like
convergence.
all these fucking ceiling tiles got destroyed. I couldn't even reach them. Like, I'm so short compared to everybody else. I'm like, whatever, they're having fun. And
Yeah.
we get a call like the next day from Steve. He's like, hey guys, we gotta like send some money over to my cousin. Like the board of his like condo is fucking pissed. And they said 14 ceiling tiles got destroyed.
How much was it to?
Not that much. I think it was like a couple $100 or like not even 200. I think
Yeah,
it was
probably
like
10 or 15, 20 to replace each one.
yeah.
Yeah, why would you even do that?
Oh, dude, we were just wasted and being stupid. Dude, they
Yeah.
did shit like that all the time. There was one time, once again, Rick and Steven, we're on Madison Street. We're getting fucking wasted. We're going back to my house. It's one of those moments where it's like, I don't remember leaving the bar. Then I remember like,
Were you fucked up?
oh yeah. Then we're like down the block. Then we're like down another block. And then all of a sudden we're in my house. You know, it's like one of those. Like I'm just jumping around. But apparently at one point in time, the two of them grabbed a stop sign and was trying to like pull it out of the ground. So I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know. I don't think so. I think they just like kind of
Nudged it
over a little bit. They also destroyed some fucking planters or something in front of a house. Like I remember that like vaguely in my foggy memory. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, did you guys fuck up some planters? He's like, yeah, man, I think we did. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, where was that? He goes, I don't know, man. It was like on the way back to your place. I was like, what the fuck? I go out. It's literally 2 houses down from me. I was like, you morons. Like, what if we got caught? Like, we would have been fucked.
Did you end up
dude.
fixing the planters or no?
Hell no. I didn't say shit.
It's a good idea.
There's a bunch of dirt everywhere. It's fine. I think they also tried to knock over a mailbox. That didn't go well. This is all in the same night.
Rick and who else?
My old singer, Steven. He's the guy that did one of the quarantine songs for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. From
He's the shit,
what
man.
band?
Breaking Through.
Okay. Yeah. He's also a very big man.
He's tall. He's not
Okay.
as big as Rick. But dude, like those two together are like the best. Like especially when they just got hammered and they just like feed off each other.
How old were you?
Probably like 24.
Damn.
Yeah. Another great moment. I just remember. I forgot I think we did a show at Nightlight.
Yeah.
In Berwyn.
Oh yeah.
But we were old enough. We were over 21. So like the dudes just go in the bar next door and just get fucking wasted.
Sure. Yeah.
And I just remember we're in the van and we're driving back home down Ogden, and there's like that banquet hall not far from there. It's like 2 blocks down, maybe.
Okay. And
it like some party going on, and like almost like, I wouldn't say a prom, but everybody was dressed up like a prom kind of thing. Maybe it was a wedding. I don't know. And I just remember as we're driving, Steve is like dead quiet. Like you don't hear him. You just hear him in the back because he's fucking wasted, right? And as we drive by, like I think Tony, my drummer, was like, "Oh, look at that! Like check out the girls, right?" And we're like, "Oh," and then we just hear like like pawing at the window, like like trying to open it in the back. And Steve is just like. Just like, and it was the funniest fucking like just high pitch like like, dude, shut the fuck up.
What was he doing?
He was just trying to holler at him, literally just like screaming at the top of his voice, and we're like, dude, chill.
At who?
These fucking girls like right over there. It's like, dude, stop. Like, god damn it.
How did that end up panning out? Did they even notice?
They just turned around in terror because it just sounded like somebody getting murdered. Like,
is he fucked up?
Oh, he's wasted. Yeah. That was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Good times, man.
Man, drunk men around women, there's definitely something about it.
Oh, it's good. As long as it's in all in good fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Remember those girls at that one show in California?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
Santa Cruz.
Fun, yeah.
And Alex was doing like shoe tricks for them or some shit.
Yeah, what was he?
Shoe tricks?
He was saying that he like fucked up his toe.
Yeah, he's like, how many toes you want to see? And
yeah, and he like
pull his foot out a little bit so you couldn't see his toes. Like, see, I don't
he kept
toes.
putting it in and out.
Dude, there's a lot of funny shit that I can't remember much of that. Like,
you were fucked up.
Yeah, I was very drunk. Very, very drunk that night.
That's the night Adrian drove.
Yeah.
And me and him were sober. Me and him did not do.
And he was like driving down the roads. It was like dark. He's like, and trying to.
Yeah, it was bad. We were driving. We were
rough,
going to Ron Casey's, right?
Yeah.
That night we were in Santa Cruz and we saw. Yeah, it was wild. That was a sick show though.
Yeah,
that was the show
awesome.
that Chase from Animosity came to.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The weird dude with the wood block.
Yeah, that I had to pull off the stage. There was this like drunk ass old dude. Wood block. Oh yeah. Well, next time Wednesday. But
sorry, go
there
on.
Was a this guy was like
me.
This guy was like hitting this old like fucked up guy. He was just getting high as fuck, like ripping it in the bar.
Yeah, like
he was like super old, super old. I'm pretty sure he was like
cool.
He was like a super old Mexican dude, and he had this like weird bird shaped wood block, and like Apotheon was playing. And he like he walked in there and he was like, and I was just like, I walked in like to watch their set, and like he was like on the side of the stage unplugging stuff from like the PA and just like hitting the wood block, and like Fernando looked at me like he was like giving me a signal like to like get this guy off the stage, but I didn't catch on right away, and I was laughing because I was like, look at this guy. Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, right there. And then he was like, no, get him off. And I'm like, oh yeah. And then I had to I grabbed the dude's arm. I was like, hey, like you could come just do that over here, man. And he didn't even like notice me doing it. He was so fucking out of it, man. Yeah, it was very weird.
Jesus.
That was insane though, because like that venue had like another dance room where they were doing like some DJ night thing. It was like the bar was just fucking slammed.
Yeah.
And I was drinking wine, which was stupid.
Nice.
Like a couple glasses of wine.
Miserable the next day.
No, it was just like 2 glasses. I wasn't fucked up.
But it's like there's a venue with people hanging out, then there's like a bar with other people hanging out doing their own thing. And it's like,
oh yeah,
you get drunk and you're just like
different.
hanging out between the two.
You
like,
start wandering.
Yeah, intermingling.
And you're just like fucking with these people that are like not metalheads.
I love that. Yeah.
It's like, dude, Fargo was like that.
Yeah.
It was nuts. We had the fucking.
Those nights are a lot of fun.
Those unibrows and all of us.
Oh, yeah. That was so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam was doing that. We took like Sharpies and all drew unibrows on each other. It was really sick.
We just like all went downstairs to the bar on the like beneath the venue. And we're just like, hey, how's it going?
With unibrows on, just be like, hey, what's going? Because it was Gay Pride Week in Fargo when we played there. And there was like a shitload of people. There was like a parade there. It was a not at the show, but like there was a shitload of people there. I got a bunch of free weed because I was like trying to get people to feel bad for me because we just got back from Canada that day. It was the same day we crossed over the border, and I was telling these people I was like, I had to give up weed. Like we had to get rid of our weed. Like we don't have any. And then people are like, yeah, I have. Like 3 different people gave me like
awesome little
nuggets.
And Andy was doing the
macabre. Yeah. Andy kept from Black Crown. We need to get him on this show. That's a guy that I keep suggest we get on the show. But he like was singing this song by the band Macabre. You know Macabre, they're from here.
Yeah, for sure.
But he was singing the song in this really high-pitched voice and like really loud though, like so loud that the venue we were playing at, like it was upstairs. There was like a bar on the first floor, and then upstairs was like the venue, was a room there, and like we were loading in the alley. Andy was upstairs and our van was like a building behind the bar, and I could hear him doing this like fucking like vocal line, and it was so funny. And then like finally like security like got up to him, they're like, hey dude, you gotta like stop doing that. And he's like, yeah, but isn't this song sick though, dude? He's like, you gotta check it out. He's like, it's by the sick band Macabre, like you should listen to it, man.
But he's like walking down the stairs and then he does it again.
Yeah, and then he did it again and the guy was getting pissed.
It's like, dude, you gotta chill.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was weird though, and that one lady whipped out a fucking knife on us. You remember that? Like she was like, look at this, and I was just
there's
like,
always one of those,
you man. Psycho. Yeah.
That was awesome, man.
And she was like rapping for me. That was cool too. I asked her if she likes Brockhampton, and she said no, and then she started rapping for me.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like freestyle rapping?
I think so.
Or she rapping somebody else's lyrics?
I think somebody else's lyrics, like just a song that she knew. And then she was showing
her or Danny in a freestyle.
She had a knife, so probably her.
Fair enough.
Dude, that story of Andy reminded me when we played an Empty Bottle. It was us, Immortal Bird, and Baronet. And Dave was like vaping inside the venue.
Oh, and the guy's like,
you gotta stop. Dave's like, okay, no problem.
And Dave
like tries to do it really
big ass rips, and he's just like all the way up in the air. And then he's like,
I told you again. How many times to stop that? Dave's like, what? It's cool, man. Yeah, I didn't do it.
He got pissed at Dave.
That's hysterical. And
I almost like wanted to say to the guy, I was like, hey dude, he like played here tonight, so he's allowed to do it. He totally not valid, but
it isn't, you know.
Yeah, but I mean,
you also have to be like cool about it. Like Dave.
Yeah, Dave was not being, well, you know, he's got his rigs and shit.
Well, what's funny is like Rick told me a good story where Rick also used to bounce at Cobra Lounge, right? And they were doing a show where it was a hip hop show, and he said, like, you know how they have the weird coat rack merch booth thing built now?
Where?
Oh yeah,
at Cobra Lounge. Oh, where?
When in the room with the stage and everything,
where they do merch and shit.
Yeah, there's like that little booth that they built.
Yeah,
and I guess the dude was like in there just fucking doing lines, and like out, just like, I mean, it's not like it's closed off. Like you just look over and it's a wide open.
The one
room
next to the stage.
Yeah.
Like if you're by the stage, it's to the left. If you're in front of the stage,
if you're facing the stage, it's to the right.
Where most bands
got like the sound booth, the bar, the
weird little like
most bands set up merch there though. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so this dude's just like blasting rails, and Rick didn't know who he was, and he just like went over. He's like, "Yo, dude," he's like, "You got to cut that shit the fuck out. Like, what are you doing?" Like, and the guy was like, "What are you talking to me like that for?" He's like, and it turned out he was the headliner. And he was like, oh, what the fuck? So, of course, like, you know, management from both ends is coming over. And they're like, what's up? And he's like, dude's fucking doing rails over here. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, if you're going to do that shit, like, just
hide it.
Hide it, man. Like, it's like, I ain't trying to fuck up anybody's night. But if you're going to, like, do it so blatantly, it's like, I got to, like, do something.
Yeah, also, like, come on, man.
Make my job a little bit harder. Like, what are you doing?
That's fucked. Do you know who it was?
I have no idea. He didn't even tell me the name.
Okay. Shit. We got to get him on here, man. I keep saying that for 5 years.
Oh, I know. I don't know. Every time, like, I always ask, he always, like pulls a trump and, like, just fucking...
I'll ask his ass. I don't know how I'm going to read... Oh, I could message him on Facebook.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to, like, bars to open up or do shit. I want to meet that guy.
Yeah.
I really want to meet that guy.
You guys get... He's awesome, man. He's, like, one of my best friends.
I've hung out with him many times on your birthdays.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Last time I don't remember the last time I saw him. Probably at Cobra, honestly.
Okay.
That's probably the last time I saw him. But I saw him, I hung out with him at your last birthday party that me and Jace dipped out before Obscura played and Nate. And I made us all go to your party.
No, I saw him like 2 weeks ago.
I know you did. Yeah, you were telling me.
Out and, it was awesome. I hadn't seen him in a while. He just moved back. He was
in
living in the
North
city for a
Riverside?
little bit. Now he's in North Riverside now. It was awesome. He's like my neighbor again.
Yeah. Have you hung out since then yet or no?
No, I thought about hitting him up again. It was funny. Like I was telling him, I was like, yeah, Tuesday night's my only free night. And he was like, oh man, he was like, I appreciate you hanging out with me on that night. And I was like, yeah, man, of course.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Dude, that's
like
crazy.
This last time I had to do laundry, so it took up my time.
Mm-hmm. What do you do Monday night?
I practice.
Something is Waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tuesday night, nothing. Wednesday is Us. Thursday is Something is Waiting. Friday is Us.
Saturday is Something is Waiting. And then
God damn, man.
Do the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. You guys are doing 3 practices a week. That's sick, but
yeah, so far so good. Sounding good.
Isn't it weird when you get in a routine like that when nobody's doing anything and you still feel like you have no time for anything?
Right. It's funny. Like my friend of mine hit me up and was just like, hey man, like what's going on? Like how you been? It's like good. I was like, nothing's really changed too much. If anything, I'm like more regimented than I was before. And I thought I was regimented before this. Like holy shit.
You think if like everything were to pick back up in the world, you would still be doing 3 practices a week with them? No.
Because like you gotta factor in like, you know, with Gabe and Gobo, it's like work. Saturday night's a big night, you know, it's shows going out.
Yeah,
you know?
that's not a good practice night if you're living normal.
Exactly. You know? Yeah. I mean, we have a hard enough time when Fridays used to be a hot night, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Cause I like going out Fridays sometimes. And you do too. Yeah, we all do. Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, now you don't have an excuse. Like, it's just,
I
know you're available, motherfucker, because nothing's open.
Yeah, let's fucking do something. Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, I went through a good phase when this all started where I was like, dude, this is cool. I can like get all this stuff done. Like April started, I'm like, I don't have to do anything. And I can just kind of reset from everyone. And that's kind of cool. And I'm like, do all this shit. And I just like didn't do anything. I'm like, this sucks. And then April's over. I'm like, all right, May, let's try it again for May.
It's gonna
and
be
then
month.
Did nothing again, you know.
What about June? Like, now that we're a few
June's
days
been
into
good
it.
so far, man. I've been doing shit.
Yeah, what'd you do?
So my buddy Alex Eisel, him and I have been working on tunes for like 2 years plus now. And we're trying to finally start to finish those up. So I got a song that I kind of like, I redid some of the guitars for it and I mixed it.
Has he been coming by? Didn't work on him? Has he been coming by to work on him?
No, he's coming by, I think, hopefully next week to work on some stuff. So
sweet. Cool.
I'm going to do some vocals on that. So probably like 4 or 5 songs, but we've just been doing that forever. And I've just been, you know, he's got a family and, you know, I've got other commitments with Warforged that will take precedent over other stuff, right? So it's like I hadn't been doing stuff with him in the past. And it's just, you know, we get together like once every 3 months. It was just like super slow. So
no, I remember you sending me shit.
Yeah, we're trying to like get a little tighter now and like knock it out.
Cool.
When we can, you know, so. But that's been cool. And then, you know, I just got like other ideas I'm working on that I'm like, okay, I'm going to like sit down and actually like record the shit and not like go, well, I'm going to fuck it up. So I'll just watch a YouTube video instead of doing it, you know? So just trying to get more motivated in general, you know? So like exercising and shit, like not trying to like die young. You know? So
fair.
Yeah, I'm finally like going on. I try to take like a walk every day.
Yeah,
not like Nate Madden walks, but like an hour and a half walk or something like that. Nate walks for like 3 hours a day, man. He's crushing it.
Really?
But I just didn't have any sort of like, you know, like you're at home. So it's like the perfect time to like build a good, like, you know, routine throughout the day. And like, I just didn't do any of that.
It's hard to do it at home. I find like that's harder for me to do at home than it is when I'm like living life.
I think I figured it would have been easier, but it's not.
Yeah, no,
like
there's too many distractions everywhere. And then it's like you think about all the time you have to do it. Like you're just like, I can do this whenever. Like
exactly, and then you don't.
Zounds is not going to open up the building until the city enters phase 4. So, which is probably not going to happen for a long time now.
It's going to be
like,
a minute. Yeah.
So I usually like get up, make some coffee, sometimes take a shower if I don't stay in bed for an hour before I have to like get up. And then like I work and then I get done with my initial work and then I work a little more. Then I hustle turnips in Animal Crossing. And then I finish up work. Sometimes if I didn't take a shower in the morning, I'll take a shower right after that. And then if it's a practice night, I go to practice. And if it's not, I just I go for a walk and usually smoke some type of receptacle filled with weed and listen to like a record while I'm walking. And then I walk. My neighborhood's cool though. There's like a bunch of really cool shit by me that I never realized was there. So like these walks have been a lot of fun because it's all like, I don't even know the names of the streets and shit. I'm just like, which way did I come from? And then like, if if I could keep track of the directions, I could figure out how to get back. But yeah, it's fun. I did it today. I took a walk. I was sober. Yeah. You know, some breadcrumbs.
Hansel and Gretel style.
Yeah, I can figure it out. I have a smartphone. I haven't gotten lost or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely cool, like, to do shit like that. I wish it was like the gym was open and I could go back to doing that type of stuff.
I thought they were open.
I don't think Planet Fitness is back open yet.
They might not be.
Yeah,
like,
I think that's another.
They might be open in the burbs.
I think they have to wait till phase 4 as well.
No, I'm pretty sure I heard that some gyms were open.
Oh, maybe some, but I don't know if
Planet Fitness could be like, there's so much bigger that might be like cover your ass kind of thing where they're just going to play it safe.
Yeah,
know?
definitely.
I can see that versus like a small independent guy.
Still, I think that's a weird risk.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the last like 3 weeks, I finally started to like build a routine where I'm like, okay, like I need to like not do nothing, you know? So finally like kicking myself and I don't know. It's just hard to like be motivated. And I hate that about myself where it's just like, all right, you know, you're going to die and not do anything you want to do in your life, dude. That's not cool. You know, fucking do something.
Not the way to do it.
Yeah.
I find myself not having enough fucking time, even though.
Well, you're obviously busy doing shit.
Yeah. It's just like, I finally started playing video games again, finally. Like, I've been wanting to do that for a long fucking time. And I'm just like, no, I've been concentrating on like mixing and writing and just doing that so much to the point where I like get done and I'm like, fucking like 12 o'clock at night. Like, I'm just going to bed. Because I still work. I still get up at like 7 in the morning and work like 5 days a week, sometimes 6. But yeah, I don't know. It's still not enough time in the day. Plus, with all the practices too, like I have this small window when I get back from work. I'm like, all right, I can try to knock out a song or do something. You know?
Yeah, but it's hard to like for me, if I don't have like a good chunk of time I can devote to it, I don't want to start because I feel like I'm going to get into it too much and I can't.
Yeah, even before this, like I had reworked like we finally started doing scratch vocals for the Something Is Waiting demos and stuff. And we also tracked 2 new songs with the drums. I was like, oh, cool, I can finally like start those. But it was like just late enough where I'm like, it's like I got to do this. So like I don't want to start it and like not finish it. You know, like I don't know how long it's gonna take. And I was like, fuck it, you know, we'll just do it Monday, hopefully.
Yeah, it's just like, it's hard to have that time management, I think.
Yeah,
but if you can pull it off,
cram
and
all
like,
this stuff in there,
good, you know, because you got to use every minute you have, you know, otherwise you want to be like on your deathbed going, oh shit, I like think about those stupid YouTube videos I watched that meant nothing, you know, and fuck, I don't know. I've been thinking about that a lot lately and getting my head with that, and that's like not good sometimes to like think about that where you're like, I'm gonna waste my life.
Yeah, because it just sends you on a downward spiral.
Yeah, and then
as
like,
long as you're doing something, you know, like you're still working. Obviously you're working on some music, so that's good.
Yeah, I've been doing something. So, and I've been doing a lot with work because like a lot of the guys I work with, they have families and shit, and their kids are at home. So it's been, you know, I feel like I've kind of stepped up more with that to kind of take care of things if other dudes are going out for whatever's going on, you know. So I feel like that's been taking up more of my mental, capacity. I think for getting something done during the day, you know. So
I also try to watch at least one movie on the weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, just to like.
What did you watch this weekend?
Back to the Future.
Oh, nice.
Sick.
Because I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about it, and I was like, man, I really want to watch that now.
Sweet.
Movie, man.
The week before, I watched that new Invisible Man movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with Elizabeth Moss.
How was that?
It was good. It's interesting because like I don't know, like do you know about like the like monster universe or whatever?
With Tom Cruise mummy shit.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the third kickstart of that or whatever.
What was the first one?
Dracula, like Untold or something like that was I think the first one maybe, and then there was like
have
one
those
other
movies
one.
done well?
No, none of them ever do well.
Yeah.
This might have been one of the. It could have been one of probably like better ones, but because it came out during COVID, it was straight video on demand, and but it's not trying to kickstart a universe. Like they at this point they gave up. So they were just we're making
that's like a bad idea to go with like Monster World, like because that shit's been done not in a universe format, but those things have already been established in so many other movies.
Yeah,
I think it's a dumb
Marvel kind of.
Yeah, well, the thing with
Dracula sucks. I don't think he's sick at all.
Yeah.
He's fucking dumb.
I mean, with Marvel, with a lot of if you think about a lot of those, there weren't any Iron Man movies before Iron Man. There's only been a couple of reboots, like the Spider-Man ones.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a Thor, there was a Captain America, there was a Spider-Man, but horrendously done, and then the famous Fantastic Four movie that never saw the light of day. Apparently, is a really good documentary that talks about it. Which
one was that?
An old one? It's an old one from 89 or 88 or something like that. Yeah, it looks fucking crazy, dude.
Sure.
It's insane. And there's some weird story behind why it never actually saw the light of day. And it was pretty much done from what I heard.
That's weird, man.
But it just never got released. Yeah, cool. It looked like the documentary, I think, is on Amazon. It looked pretty good. I was like, fucking, I'll watch that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Invisible Man was all right. I like Elizabeth Moss a lot. I think she's a great actress. So
also, apparently, gyms here are not open from what I'm reading, and I'm seeing that they're opening in some states, like Pennsylvania. They've started to open some, but they have to operate at 50% capacity, and some gyms are doing appointments only for clients. You have to set up an appointment to go in.
All right, I guess.
Yeah.
Sort of, kind of bullshit, but I get it.
Yeah.
Very safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I watched. I'm getting into Terminator.
Fuck yeah!
Oh yeah.
I watched Terminator Genesis the other day for the first time.
I've seen that one.
It's just what's going on, man?
Talk about beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
Dude, is that the last one they did?
No, so Dark Fate was the last one. I saw that in theaters. That came out.
I saw Genesis in theaters with my parents.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I liked it too, but I don't give a shit about Terminator.
But
really.
Dark Fate, man. I just been when I saw Dark Fate, I'm like, this is kind of cool. Then I thought about it more. I hate this movie. And
there's some great action in it.
Yeah.
But as far as the story goes, it's just I'm out.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool seeing Arnold, because I think Arnold's the sickest actor ever. I think everything he does is fucking awesome. And it was cool seeing him in Dark Fate, because it's he's back, and
right, he's back.
It's cool
kicking
seeing
ass
him
again.
in a different way, but it's also this is stupid.
We can stop now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just love Arnold so much, where it's just cool to see him. But then I saw Genesis, and dude, this is weird. And it's just
fucking rough, dude.
And it's just it's weird that they're all right, we're gonna reboot it. Oh, sorry, here's another one. It's stop. It's just how do you throw millions of dollars at shit and be let's try again. It's it's not working.
Even
guys.
though they're bad, they still do well.
Yeah, especially overseas, in China, they sell crazy there.
They love that shit.
Yeah.
So they have the money to be fuck it, we'll try it again.
Because
if it does,
it's weird though.
If it's already doing well there, but if it does well here, then they're gonna crush it. So it's it's a good gamble. You know, and I get that.
Good point. But
at the same time, it's fuck, dude. Did you see Salvation?
Yeah, I hated that movie.
What a bummer.
And people are saying you watch videos about people talking about the Dark Fate, and they're Salvation was actually all right. It's dude, it sucks. Don't try to say it's cool after the fact, because it wasn't good when it came out.
Right.
It's just a fucking war movie. There's
it really
nothing,
is
cool about it.
It's
Is
that the one with Christian
Bale? Yeah,
I did not enjoy that movie.
Yeah, I mean, the first two, best movies ever made. Third one
is a fucking shit show too. I do like Christina Loken, because she's great to look at, but other than that,
it was weird.
She made a perfect robot, because that girl is the most wooden actress.
She was a really good
ever.
Terminator. I think in terms of the way she's
yeah, because have you ever seen her in anything else?
No, I don't think
she's
so.
exactly like that. But, Blood Rain, that fucking god awful video game adaptation.
Oh, I know they did the Blood Rain movie.
Dude, watch that. It's so bad. It's so fucking. And she is horrendous. She looks amazing, but she is horrendous.
Yeah,
and it's pretty much imagine the Terminator, but as a vampire. It's what the fuck, dude. Yeah. And that's why she no longer has a career anymore in Hollywood. So you never see her. But that was a rough one.
I'll have to check that out. When they make Blood Rain, when was that a movie?
2003, 4 or something.
Really?
It was right after Terminator 3.
Okay.
Because that did well enough that they're she's going to be a star. Let's get her up in this. And they're fuck, she can't act. Fuck.
Oops.
Well, try it again later.
Yeah, shit. I can't even think of any recent video game movies that have come out. I'm sure there are. I just can't think of them.
Oh, they made a Doom movie.
Oh yeah,
for the newer like Doom Annihilation.
Yeah,
That
I
was
tried to watch
recent-ish.
that on Netflix.
That sucks.
Is that in
It's
theaters?
so- no,
No, it was like a on demand.
It
only
almost
thing
looks
or
like a
whatever.
sci-fi film.
Yeah.
You know, like
From the channel?
Made for like made for TV type
Damn.
situation. Was like really bad. Like, the acting is rough on that one.
You watched it?
Like 20 minutes of it.
Where?
Like, I'm out. Netflix.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
on there?
It's not
Shit.
good.
Yeah, it's
sucks.
rough. Did you watch the whole thing?
I watched most of it. It was
Yeah.
just like, and then I watched a video talking about it, so I pretty much got the
That's
gist of it. You know?
probably the better route
Yeah.
to go. Yeah.
You know, just sucks.
Yeah, shit.
Well, there's supposed to be like a new Ghostbusters this summer, but that got moved to next March because of COVID and shit.
Is that a reboot?
No, it's supposed to be
No.
like the
Or
real
that's-
Ghostbusters 3 now.
continuation of
Yeah.
that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
with the
they're
kid
during
from,
the 26th. Another movie that they like, let's try it. Oh, fuck that. That didn't work. Let's try another one. It's just like,
yeah,
throwing
now they're
money
going to
at
throw
it, you know?
cast members of Stranger Things in it to make people want to go see it more too.
Yeah.
So the younger
Yeah.
kids will see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like,
I don't know.
okay, can the two movies exist and it's done? You know, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
why? Like it's
Yeah.
cool, or just like I don't know. I didn't mind the reboot or whatever with I like Kristen Wiig and
yeah, I hated that movie. There's a really good
It's
YouTube
not
video
great, but
where
I
they're talking
didn't-
about like the scene where they first like noted like talk about the guns, the whatever they're called,
the
particle
proton packs.
Yeah. And between both the movies and how like the first one was so quickly like it works so well and how so well written, and then the new one was just like, you know, just haha, she's flying around and like she fell in her ass, you know, and
It's more slapsticky.
yeah, I
for
think that's
sure.
like
Well, that's the
I don't
problem with like Melissa McCarthy seems to like do
Yeah.
that. Like she takes like that real physicality to her roles that
yeah, and it's just
it
like
just dumbs it down too much.
it's just like,
You know?
all right, is this for like kids?
Yeah, she was
Right,
in
you know?
everything for a minute. I
Yeah,
remember
she
she had a
was,
shitload of movies. Is she still doing that all the time though?
I don't know. The only thing I ever liked her in, but she was barely in it, is Bridesmaids. That movie
I've never
is
seen that
I never
movie.
saw it,
fucking
yeah.
hysterical.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Like if you track down the unrated one and like it's good. It's
I thought
really
she was
fucking
like the
good.
star of that movie.
Nah, that's like Kristen Wiig was
Okay.
star of that.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Which is probably the start of what would become Ghostbusters. 'Cause
Yeah.
those two work together on that.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if
Yeah,
they're
so
friends in real life.
Probably. But yeah, Melissa McCarthy from Wilmette.
Oh, really?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I
Her
didn't know
and
that.
her husband.
Now they live there now.
I don't know if they live there now, but they lived here when they met.
Great for them.
Chicago romance.
Yeah.
for the ages.
Classic Chicago romance.
Wilmette, Chicago
A
romance.
classic romance.
Right. What other movies you got? I could probably tell you more trivia about it.
I don't know, man. Maybe we should. It's already 10. You want to call it? You want to keep
Shit.
going?
I've been calling it.
Damn,
Yeah,
we've
it's
been
late,
talking about
man.
it 3 hours now.
Yeah, dude. That's how it goes.
All right, Danico's.
No way. I mean, yeah, in the next life, but
no.
not anytime soon.
Cool. All right, Max, what do you got to plug?
I don't think anything right now. No.
Yeah, we have
I-
nothing to plug.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Check out
hopefully
Warforged.
gonna release some music. Hopefully, I watch this. Looking at me right now, hopefully I watch this in like a year and I haven't done anything. Actually, the opposite. Hopefully, I've done something and
Yeah.
Get a little
about it.
bucket list for you going,
Yeah,
and then
so.
check in on this.
Yeah,
See what
yeah.
you did.
Oh, I'll plug. Check out the new Otme single, "Hair of the Hog." It's really sick, and you could pre-order their new album, which is called Mephitic. You could pre-order it on Indie Merch. So
When does that drop?
July, I think the end of July,
Yeah.
like July 24th or something like that, or 26th, whatever Friday that is. Whatever date that Friday falls on, it comes out then. But buy it because it's going to be sick. The single is sick. Listen to it if you haven't heard it yet. And that's pretty much all I can think of plugging otherwise.
Fair.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you have anything?
Yeah,
Thanks
same
for
old shit.
having me
Roman
on,
Reigns.
guys.
Sounds like-
Yeah, thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
on,
Sorry,
man.
I'm
Hell
not
yeah.
as loud and boisterous as my brother.
That's okay.
Oh, no, it's
That's a
fine.
good balance.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
glad we have like another person in person.
Yeah,
as much
yeah.
as I love
Yeah.
doing the Skyping and whatnot,
It's nicer to
it does
do it.
work, but it is fun to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
the person in here. So thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Good time.
And we'll see everybody. Oh, the picks.
Yeah.
We'll do it at the end. All right, we'll see everybody next week.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. I hope you had fun and be safe. the meantime, what you can do is go to that little like, subscribe button area. You can hit the like button, you can hit subscribe, and hit the bell, because that's apparently important, because every YouTuber says that now. Ding the bell and you'll get all the notifications. So do that shit, and yeah, see you later.
Perfect.